Channel 6 and Strata Networks present live high school football coverage in high definition. Made possible by Ashley Regional, Moon Lake Electric, and Pilot Logistics Services.
Welcome everyone to another VTV Channel 6 high school football production. We're live at Weber State University. I am Mark Mason and with me is Kurt Skews for the 1A state championship football game. We got the Duchesne Eagles versus the Rich Rebels. And Kurt, this is going to be a game. I mean, these two teams know each other well. What do you expect for this game?
I expect nothing but a hard-fought game today.
Yeah.
Just a smash-mouth football game.
So the Eagles are on a 40, I don't know if I have the right number, 48-game win streak.
Something like that. It's
fifth longest
crazy.
in the nation.
Current streak right now, yep.
Yeah, and they played Rich earlier this season. An option pass ends up being fumbled, returned for a touchdown, preserves the win streak.
You know, we're losing the game. Talk about an emotional roller coaster for the fans. That game was crazy because we're going and then we're down. Rich is marching down the field. They go and run their option, which they are extremely good at. They pitch the ball. Braxton Spencer picks it off, runs it back like 60 yards for a touchdown, and we go up by one, and that's the game. Crazy.
Right. Okay, so anyway, we didn't hear what you said down in the booth, but we're going to keep going here. So the Duchesne Rich series, we're talking about, they've played each other 47 times. They've played every year since 1988. Rich actually leads the series 21-16, but here recently, the recent history is Duchesne's had the
upper hand on.
Yeah, they're 7-0 in the last 7 games, and the last 4 or 5 championship games have been Rich and Duchesne.
I don't know what they do up there. You know, I love the community of Rich. I like to go up there. I like the people from up there. But they're just hard. They're tough kids, plain and simple, just tough kids up there. And they have a quality program every year.
Yeah. So, and Jerry Cowan and Ashley Brown are the head coaches. Jerry Cowan leads the series, 5-3. They played each other 8 times as coaches, and I finally looked up the stat. It's actually 46 wins. That's the win streak. So, did you know the Eagles began playing football in 1931?
That's been a day or two.
Yeah.
Since they've been playing football.
Yeah, 41. But they've only had 43 seasons, so they had some breaks in there. Finals record. 4-3 in the championships, and the last championship, of course, was last year. And they play 500 ball. They're 28-29 in the playoffs. This is their 34th appearance in the 1A playoffs. So, but I'm looking forward to a great game. You see the weather out there. And earlier today in the 3A game, Judge Memorial was playing Manti. And it was snowing so bad they had to have tractors out on the field scraping it off, and by the time they got the tractors out and across the field, it was already covered up behind them. And so we've got the good weather of the day, even though it looks cold and frigid out there, comparing it to the earlier games. This will be great.
You know, I wouldn't expect anything else, though. It seems like last year when we played, I believe it was at Wasatch where we played last year's game, snowing, blowing, miserable like that. Every time we played Rich in the championship, it is just a nasty game.
Right. So we go into Ashley Brown's record. He's the head coach for Rich. He's a 102-56 in 14 seasons since 2000. Playoff record's 20-11. This is his 14th appearance in the playoffs. So he's made the playoffs every year. Championship game record 2-5. He's won the championship in 2002 and 2009. Incidentally, 2009, they beat the Eagles.
They did, and I remember that game. That game was at Alta High School, and these two teams, they just play in the middle of the field most of the time. And when they were doing it, they had people with shovels pushing the lines off. Just while the game's going, there's people out on the field. There was probably a foot of snow on the ground, and so this is just quite the balmy day compared to that game.
Oh yeah, this is well, we've talked to the head coaches about what they expect, and so we've got the keys of the game after talking to both Ashley Brown and Coach Cowan. Of course, Rich, rushing attack, they have 3 rushers with over 600 yards this season, 2 rushers with over 800 yards, and they know who they got to key in on. They've got to contain Diane Roberts, but as we know, the Duchesne attack isn't 2 guys. I mean, there's 6 or 7 guys that can get it done on the field. Why don't you take the Duchesne keys of the game?
With the rushing attack, these 2 teams, they run the ball. We've got 4 rushers, Duchesne, with 500-plus yards this season, and 3 rushers with 600 yards. And they've got to contain Sabi and Jarman, that's a pretty big task that they have in hand. But my key to the game, to Duchesne, is my personal opinion, whoever wins the turnover battle today is going to win this game.
Yeah, you're probably right. You go back to the first meeting this season, 20-19 in Duchesne, and it's a turnover. That's the difference in the game. It's a turnover, right? And it's no secret. Anytime you play any sport, especially football, if you turn it over less than the other team, you generally win those games. We want to go back to Jarman and Sabi for Rich. I mean, look at these guys cracking off. Jarman averages 7.5 yards a carry. Sabi almost 10 every carry, 9.82 yards. He's got 835 yards on the season, and Jarman 818 yards. Those guys are beasts. I mean, we just got to contain them. Don't let them get to the edge, and that puts a lot of pressure on that corner on the defensive end. He's got to push it back where the help is.
Yeah. What more can you say? It's just going to be a battle. Who comes out and executes their game plan the best is going to win today.
Yep. We look forward to it. So on a warm, cozy day here on the Wasatch Front, brought out here VTV Channel 6. We want to thank the staff at Weber State University for providing the facilities, making this available to our production crew. We've got about 5 minutes to game time. We're going to take a short break, hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back in just before the tip-off and bring this game live on VTV Channel 6.
Western Petroleum may have changed their name to Pilot Logistics, but the employees that you have always counted on locally are still the ones here now. Pilot Logistics continues to provide the Uinta Basin with cardlock services, bulk fuels, lubes, and oils, just as they did when they were Western Petroleum. Call 789-1832 for information about the services offered by Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum would like to thank all of their valued customers for the many years of providing services here in the Uinta Basin and look forward to serving you in the future as Pilot Logistics.
Having a baby is one of the most important events in your life. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, we are prepared to make that experience memorable by providing a secure and pleasant environment. When you arrive at our birthplace, you will be greeted by our award-winning OB nursing staff. Their desire is to make you as comfortable as possible and to provide you with all the information you need or want. You will be placed in one of our modern birthing suites. Family members are welcome, but only with your consent. During the labor process, the nursing staff will attend to your every need and monitor your progress. Your physician will be kept up to date by the nursing staff and attend you when it's time to deliver your bundle of joy. After your delivery, you will be taken to our beautiful and relaxing post-delivery rooms. Your care will still be monitored by our staff, and you and your baby will receive constant attention. Choose Ashley Regional Medical Center for your OB care.
Moon Lake Electric has been a staple in the basin for 75 years. And though many things have changed through the years, one thing stays the same: our dedication to keeping the power on and our priority of doing that safely. We now have a Facebook page, which can be accessed through our website, allowing you to receive energy tips, outage reports, personnel changes, and feedback. Moon Lake Electric thanks its members and employees for 75 years of keeping the power on.
With more towers locally and the only true 4G LTE network in the Uinta Basin, you get more with Strata Networks. Enjoy fewer dropped calls, the basin's fastest and most reliable network, nationwide coverage, and the latest technology that keeps you connected like never before. Visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal, or call us at 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
Welcome back, everybody. Here at Weber State University, Mark Mason with Kurt Skews for VTV Channel 6's high-definition production of Uinta Basin High School football action. 33 degrees outside, light snow and wind coming from the south, about 10 miles an hour for the big 1A championship game, 12-0 Duchesne versus 9-2 Rich. And as we talked about earlier, the 9-2 is on one of those losses, just a heartbreaker for Rich in Duchesne. And you see the teams going through their final warm-ups. We've got Duchesne in the navy blue, and the Rich will be in the white.
That's worked out for us well the last couple of years. This is how it's been. This is how it was last year. We wore the blue, they wore the white.
Let's not break with tradition. Let's go with what's working. I'm looking forward to this. You know, you come to all these games, and of course I'm from the Vernal area, and I get to meet and be an honorary member of the home crowd for all of these teams, and we've watched Duchesne through the years, and they play an exciting version. I want to talk about the timing with you, Kurt, and what that takes, and how do they do that so well? Because every play, that seems like, is predicated on precise timing. And what is it that they do? What does Coach do?
Coach Cowan is a stickler on technique and perfection. He has got a knack. He is unlike any coach that I've ever seen. He can sit there, and I've gone and watched some of their practices, and he can be sitting there talking to me, and they run a play, and he knows where all 22 guys were on the field, and he will just stop and start yelling and say, hey, you needed to be here, you needed to do this. It's just so much repetition. It's just muscle memory.
Yeah, you see that you play how you practice. You know, you see the teams, and you can see what happens. They come out flat in the first quarter. They're not full speed. So the practices, I'm sure, are crisp, and they're fast, and they're accurate. And you watch that. You know, they come in, and every player knows his role, and that's one of the things I think I enjoy about watching Duchesne play football the most, is every player knows his role, and every player does his assignment very well. We talked about that when they beat Altamont in the big Altamont rivalry game. Altamont was hanging, and eventually Altamont made a mistake and Duchesne didn't. And that's Duchesne football. They don't make the big mistake.
That is. And a little enticing halftime speech went quite a ways in that game.
So in that game, I think was the halftime score, was it 14-13? I don't recall. Or did Altamont even have maybe a
21-12. I think it was 21-12. I think they were just opposite of each other.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, so halftime, and they come out, and then they end up winning going away.
Just blew it out of the water. Yeah, they did. And like I said, there was quite the halftime speech. I was kind of in that north end zone and could hear that halftime speech, and it was one that they will remember for quite some time.
Well, you've got to be a motivator, you know, to have a record like Coach Cowan's got. But also with that, I think he's got a special relationship with the kids. We were talking about that earlier. He's a prankster. He really brings the kids into his heart, too, and he loves them a lot, too.
He does. You know, I've been coaching kids for quite some time, and I just love to sit back and watch Coach Cowan because I try to learn. You know, we talk about him like a mama bear. He's, you know, he can get on his kids and stuff like that, and he'll just chew them up and down. But if you say something bad about one of the kids on his team, he's got their back. There's no doubt about it. Coach Cowan has got these kids' back, and they know it. And it's a great relationship that he builds with the kids, and he's just got that type of personality that he makes a great coach.
Yeah, he plays the pranks. The freshmen have to earn their licks on the team, just like every year. But he builds the community. Well, they're calling out the starting lineup, and you can see right now the Eagles being called out. And you'll remember this when you're standing out in the field and they're calling your name on the loudspeakers and you got your stomach just doing somersaults.
My stomach's doing somersaults right now.
Yeah, and you're not even the one playing, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So they call out and they're bringing out the offensive linemen. You know, sometimes these pretty boys get all the credit, but how often do you see a Duchesne Eagle not all 11 of them playing? You know, always you can see one player stand up and not doing his assignment. You don't see that on the Eagles side. They make their blocking assignments. They're always there.
They do. This is definitely a team.
Anthony Peterson. And the defensive end is number 54.
They are.
Josie Reinhardt.
They definitely are a team, and they play like a team. And it's fun to watch. They are fun to watch. It's fun to watch what Coach Cowan can get out of these kids.
The head coach of Duchesne High School is Jerry Cowan. The principal of Duchesne High School is Stan Young. Let's play football.
One of the things that I liked when I looked, you know, first time I came to call for VTV a Duchesne game, I'd pull up the stats on max preps. You know, and usually you can always figure out, okay, there's one guy you got to stop. This is the guy you can't let beat you. But when we're talking about on the Duchesne Eagles rushing attack, I had to stop after the 6th rusher. You know, I mean, there's just a certain point where you can't
keep up.
You can't bring all of these guys into it. You know, and I know that Duchesne, you know, he gets a lot of yards at a time. Matt Muir, both of these guys are getting about 9 yards a carry. But, you know, you talk about Coyle at 6 yards a carry. Matt Dye, he's getting 5 yards a carry. You know, and then they bait you. And both teams do this a little bit with the running attacks. They set up that, and then there's that deep pass. We've got the national anthem here. Well, there is nothing like the national anthem. I know that as a player when I played, you had to get the first hit. You know, you got these, and as soon as you make that first contact, all the butterflies go away, and then you're just playing football. There's been a lot of build-up to this moment, and both teams, they're ready, lining up. One of the things we forget to talk about is our great community and what makes this possible. And you were talking about it earlier, Kurt. Moon Lake Electric, one of our sponsors, had 2 of their boom trucks out. Kind of wishing the team off.
They're in town. They took their boom trucks and stuck them up over a part of the street and had a banner that said "Take State" this morning. And so the community come out and give them a real good send-off this morning. And like you said, but I'm getting back to what you said about getting a hit, man. That national anthem gets me every time, and I just wish I could hit somebody to calm me down right now.
You get the emotions going, get a little bit of a lump in your throat. You know what you've done all season long. Rich is going to receive the kickoff. We're going to start the game, and here it is. This is what you work all year for. You put it up on your goals, and every year the goal is win a state championship. You're here at the game, and you're 4 quarters away, and the kickoff goes, and it's a short kickoff. It's going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line. Good blocking, and he runs out of bounds.
All right, I'm settled down. I got that first hit. I'm ready to go.
You know, it's funny. You talk about those nerves, and, you know, you can only imagine how you're feeling, Kurt. You're nervous, you know. But here we go. McKay Jarman for Rich. He's their quarterback, 486 passing yards, 818 rushing yards. He doesn't connect very often on the passes. He only hits about 50%, but when he hits, it's for big yardage. He's had 11 rushing TDs and 6 passing, so watch out for him. Here they come. They've got 8 in the box. There's a handoff up the middle. Pretty well handled by the Duchesne Eagles. He's going to get about 3 yards.
Spain come up with that tackle. You know, even with the conditions today, I expect less passing than normal, which is pretty hard to go any less than normal. But it's just whoever wins up in the trenches is going to get this.
Yeah, and you see Duchesne make that tackle, and he just cuts out the legs. And Despaine's a beast on defense. He has 75 tackles. He's third leading tackler on the team. And the guy does it. He does it in both directions, but he is definitely a force on the defensive side. Oh, there's a fumble here.
Looks like he recovered. I think he got it back.
McKay, he has that. And we talk about how critical that center quarterback exchange is, and especially with a wet, soggy football, they've really got to focus on it here. And McKay just bobbles it. It hits him in the hands, and he wisely drops on top of it. And that's going to set up a third and about 9 yards. And you couldn't script a better start for the Duchesne Eagle defense. Put them into a long-yarded situation on third down.
Which Rich isn't used to. Their power game, they're used to a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, and then they'll pound it to get 4th and 1 and go for it. That's their game.
They're a 4-down team. McKay gets the handoff. It's rolled out. He looks for a pass. He's got a guy open on the 43-yard line. It is caught. That's number 8, Wallentine. And I'll talk about him. He doesn't catch a lot, but his averages on receptions is 34 yards a catch. Here he just rolls out into that flat, and he's got a defender, but he's about 5 yards off of him, and he catches it, and that's going to move the chains, create a Rich Rebel first down on the 41-yard line.
You know, this is going to be a tricky game with coverage and receiving because of the slick field. It's going to be hard to get any traction on the field, and so you don't want to get burnt, and this is just going to be interesting. That ball.
Another fumble, and they're going to lose about 7 yards on that exchange.
Josie Reinhardt was right there, and I think he would have probably broken that play up even if they wouldn't have fumbled. I think he would have been right in the mix on.
Well, you'll see on the replay, look how quickly he gets into that backfield. Right here, it's just a blown assignment.
Well, maybe not. He had a pretty good block on him.
Yeah, he had a good block. Yeah,
who was that? Oh, 43, Anthony Peterson come up there. So that's that's hard for Rich to give up a play every series. If they do that, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple of exchange problems here with McKay under center. He's got the handoff quick. He's going to get the original 5 yards they lost on that first down play, and it's going to make it it's going to be 3rd and about 10. So, again, pushing them into a long-yarded situation on third down.
Yeah, Quade Thomas and Trent Roberts come up and make that tackle. You know, you're not going to be able to just arm tackle these guys.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Reinhardt came up through the line, and he was there and could have stopped him right at the original line of scrimmage, missed him on the arm tackle, and you're right, you've got to hit him low and wrap him up.
You know, I like Rich. I think up in Rich County, they got like 7 inches of snow yesterday, so this ought to really feel pretty nice for them.
Oh, wow.
Colin Moon.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, right there, Rich had Wallentine wide open going deep, but Moon, they went for the shallow pass, and you'll see it was double covered, but Wallentine went deep.
Look at this. Braxton Spencer fell down, and he had a guy deep.
Yeah, Wallentine was streaking down the sideline. There wasn't an Eagle within 15 yards of him because of that contact, and like you say, Braxton Spencer fell down and wasn't able to cover him. Dodged the bullet. Here we go. 4th down, force Rich into a punt. He's going to punt it from about his 29-yard line.
Matt Muir's back. I would like to know the stats on him. How many kickoffs and punt returns that he's returned for touchdowns this year. I went to a dinner that they had for him last night, and they had a little bit of a highlight video one of the coaches had put together. And, man, he's run a lot of kicks back this year.
Well, we've seen 2 of them on VTV on the coverage that we've come out for the Duchesne Eagles. And I think with the wet field conditions and with 3 Rebels in his face, he wisely let that ball go.
That was a smart play right there.
Sometimes the best thing you can do is just clear out and reset your offense. So they're going to start from about their 11-yard line.
You can see them kicking the snow off their cleats.
Hopefully they got their long cleats, even though on the turf out here, something that's going to grab. Because it's going to be slick. Here goes
Matt Muir.
Oh!
Missed it.
Yeah, Muir came around, and there was a block, and I didn't see who was engaged on the block. It might have been Duchesne here on the edge.
Right here, number 55.
55, and he kind of missed him. And I think that's part of that wet, slick turf. He couldn't commit and get down. But they had the right play call, and if he makes that block, Kurt, it's a first down at least.
And Coach Cowan's letting him know about it. Or Coach Hoops.
So 2nd 11 up under center.
Matt Dye up the middle.
Well, that's good. He's going to get the yard they lost and 4 more. He's going to make it about 3rd and 6.
Matt's got about a 5-yard average, I believe. And
Matt Dye does. He had 679 yards on the season, 4.85 yards a carry, and he does it there. Picks up 5. And, Kurt, when you're getting 5 yards a pop, it makes it pretty easy on your, the next call's easier if you only have to get 5 for a first down. Here comes a blitz from the.
Here they come.
Option there's the option. He read it perfectly.
They're
going to get the first down. A lot more.
They're not going to catch.
No, they didn't get him. There's no angle. He's going to score a touchdown.
I don't see any laundry on the field.
Oh!
Touchdown, Matt Muir.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, that doesn't happen very often. That was Trent Roberts usually keeps that on the option. Trent,
we've noticed that. He likes to call his own number,
yes,
but he
does.
makes a beautiful call. Watch this. He baits 2 defenders bite on the quarterback, and it's right on the numbers. And right here they have a chance, and they
Matt
can't.
is fast.
Wow.
How far did that go for?
Well,
80
they were
yards?
On the, they were on the
15,
15-yard line. That's an 85-yard touchdown. That's going to help his yards per carry average there.
Yes, that will.
And that's going to put the Eagles up 6-0 with 6:59 left in the first period. Here's the snap. Hold.
Looks good to me. Good. Excellent.
And that's what you need. You need to score on the first.
The first series is huge.
You got to score. You got to get out there and establish yourself. Well, we want to thank everyone that's helped us bring this VTV Channel 6 production out here to Weber State Live. Cowan's Cafe, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 57 East Main in Duchesne.
Cowan's Cafe, they had their windows painted up this week. The whole town of Duchesne, Main Street, was painted up blue. We appreciate it.
Oh, you just love these towns. They love their players. Everybody knows everybody, and that's a fixture on Main Street, Cowan's Cafe.
Yes, that is.
I also want to thank the Ink Spot, full-service printing and copying, and they've been around helping out the people in the Uinta Basin for many years and helping VTV bring this action out there. And while we're on the subject, we're talking about the state championship game, Kurt. There are DVD and Blu-ray copies of today's game available. If you'll contact VTV Channel 6, this is one of those memories you want to have in your library for the rest of your life. And we know that number 10, Muir, is going to be looking for that 85-yard option play. Here's the kickoff.
Got a seam.
He just ran out of real estate, and I didn't see who it was that pushed him out of bounds.
Wyatt Raymond, number 86, a sophomore. I think that's who that was, isn't it? Yeah. Yep, that's Wyatt.
So, we've got a sophomore contributing on the special teams.
A story a little bit about Wyatt, this is kind of why they got me here, is because I know all these kids so well. Wyatt pulled a hip flexor, and his first game back was the Aldemont game, so this is only his 4th game of the season, and a huge contributor in these 4 games that he's played. Ball's on the ground.
Third.
I think Duchesne
we've got a Duchesne turnover.
Duchesne got the ball back.
Oh, wow, we're talking about getting just a gift on the 30-yard line, and the Rebels are really having a hard time on this exchange. And you see it every time. McKay Jarman is up under center, and they're really having a hard time with that exchange. I think it's due to the wet field conditions. But fortunately, on the other side of the ball, we haven't seen that. And, Kurt, we're talking about the turnover battle already. One turnover for Rich, and this could be just a huge gift and a boon for the Eagles.
Oh, absolutely. That, in my opinion, we brought up the keys to the game. The turnovers is the biggest key to the game. Whoever wins a turnover battle, I think, will win.
So now up under center, we've got the motion going to the
Pass.
right. He's going to look to pass. He's got a guy. Oh, no, it was well covered by Rich, but
and
they
a
may
flag.
call a pass interference, which looks like it'll happen at about the 20-yard line based on where the referee set himself up at. And if that's the case in high school,
I think it's a 5-yard penalty, or is it? Actually, I don't even know what it is.
yeah. So we're going to look at the quarterback for Duchesne, Trent Roberts, 754 passing yards, 524 rushing yards, and 15 rushing touchdowns, 8 passing, and he's just a beast, and he does a lot of the right things that Cowan wants him to do. He always seems to make the right call, and you saw that on that pitch out to Muir. What a beautiful decision, and Kurt, in a championship game, that's the longest run since 2002, and believe it or not, guess who had the longest run? Sim Weston from Rich, 86 yards. So
Matt Dye up the middle. There's his 5 yards again, right there.
Yeah, and Dye's a bruiser.
He is.
You look at the size of that kid, and he packs a lot of weight down low. And you're gonna take a punishment if you come in and tackle him.
You are, and he loves the game of football.
Well, you saw Coy Brown, number 6, come in for the Rebels, and he hit him. And even though Coy got the tackle, he took the worst of that exchange. So from the 10-yard line, second and about 5, up under center. Here comes
was kind of a.
There's a pitch. It's on the turf. Oh boy, wow, what a smart play by Muir. And you talk about
just get on
a
the
lot
ball.
of times you want to scoop up and keep going, but Muir, heads up play, just get the football back. So that puts it down to back to the 22-yard line.
That was a smart play.
Yep.
And I think Coach Cowan's got him prepped for things like that. He says it's going to be bad weather. If you have a chance, if the ball's on the ground, just get on the ball.
Yeah.
Down, 17 yards to go.
So that run by Matt Muir not only was it the longest since 2002, it's the 7th longest in Utah State history, all divisions.
Screen pass. Oh, just through the hands of Dye.
Pass is incomplete.
That was actually set up quite well.
Well, you look at Roberts' numbers. He's 34 for 75 on the season, 754 yards, gets 22 attempts. But if this connects, look how open the middle of that field is. There's not a lot there.
And there's Trent's average probably should be up a little bit more. I remember you called the Altamont game. There was a lot of drop passes.
Yep.
That should have been right there. So we're going to try a.
Yeah, here's a kick. It's going to be about a 40-yard attempt.
And I think he's
going to go wide left. He
Yep.
missed it. And that's a nice kick. We're talking about a 40-yard kick at the prep level. It was actually a long ball. He had enough leg, but just pulls it to the left side of the post there.
Yeah, he had plenty of leg. I know that. I know Braxton. He lives fairly close to the school, and during the summer and in the fall and in the springtime, you always see him out there practicing kicking. And so,
well, you talk about what happens here. So the turnover puts the ball on the 20, but that was a free series for the Eagles. So
yeah,
nothing lost here because it was a turnover. So Rich is going to set up first down from the 20-yard line, and there is
he
nothing.
got him stuffed there, didn't he?
Yep.
Who was that? Colin Moon? Yep. I think he's leading the team in tackles this year.
Down here at the bottom, Moon has 85 tackles, one sack, he is the leading tackler for the Eagles.
If I remember right, I think I heard a stat sometime this week that Colin was like third to fifth in the state in tackles.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's got a nose for the ball. He always seems to be around the action. So here we go. Keys of the game, control Saby, and they're doing that right now. Oh, he's got the edge now, and he almost picks up a first down.
And Trent takes out more than just the player. Looks like he took out a coach over there, too.
Well,
or no, that was
one of the linesmen holding the poles. You'll see what happens here is he wants to cut back up the line. after taking a hit like that, he probably would have been better just run out of bounds.
Yes, he would have.
Wow, that was a nice, strong hit.
But, you know, this is more rich. Third and 2, 3rd and 3, that's where they like to be.
Yeah, and that opens up your playbook, too. And this is one of those situations where you've got to expect a pass because you know they could go for 4. So here we see a nice press coverage on the wing.
Option.
And the option picks up the first down. He slows down to see what else he has, and Sabi's knocked out of bounds at about the 39-yard line.
Defensive end's got to get out and contain that one.
Yep,
got sucked in.
Yeah, they all got sucked in. You see number 21, Daniel Hamburg, he got
sucked in as the outside backer, didn't he?
He came in. I think he saw something because he dove in pretty quick. But then that action save, he got around the corner, and there's no one to contain. And you got the cornerback engaged in a block, and by the time he gets off the block, he's already got the first down.
Yeah. So we got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Here we go. Oh.
We got a false start, it looks like. Yes,
Rich.
Indeed. That's going to push him back 5 yards, and I'm not going to lie to you, Kurt, I'll take any gift that the Rich Rebels want to give us at this point.
Absolutely. You know, that's one thing about Rich, too, is they play really disciplined football. They're almost mirror images of each other. They play hard-nosed football, and they play well.
Yeah, and you know, and the proof's in the pudding. With these two programs, really, you know, in the last 10, 15 years, they're the guys to beat.
They are.
They're in the championship game. If you know if they're both not in it, then you know one or the other is. And you got to go through these two programs, and that just is like you say.
Here comes Roberts up.
Boy, I tell you what, right there, you see the contain and Trent Roberts. What do we got? Did he slip down and hit the bench?
Well, yeah, it's pretty tough to
you
slow
can't
down
stop
on this
that,
stuff.
on that rubber mat
Look
that's
at
off
Trent
on the
coming
field.
through. Trent just read that perfect. Here he comes.
Yeah, and you see him coming out of bounds, and Sabi hits that bench, and he laid a lick on that bench. You know, there's no more Gatorade in the tub.
Helmets went flying. That's what they have freshmen for, is to go clean that kind of stuff up.
Yeah, if you realize you're going to sit on the sideline and do nothing. But Sabi coming around on that.
Hey, it looks like he lost 4 yards on that play.
Well, you had the penalty, so it was first and 15. He picks up about a yard.
Matt Dye.
What a gorgeous play by Dye!
Matt Dye
coming
coming through. You know, I'll tell you what, last week I helped call the game, the semifinal game. Matt probably played the best game that he had played this year. Matt really stepped it up, and he's just keeping up with it off last week. And so, excellent play by Dye. He's fired up, ready to play.
Boy, look at this. You got 3rd and 21, and Dye, nothing. He goes right for the hips of the player, and, you know, sometimes you'll watch the ball and you'll get caught up in those pump fakes, and that's what, you know, Jarman tried to do is he tried to lose Dye by getting the ball up, but Dye played disciplined football, watched his hips, and just brought him down as soon as he could. Gorgeous play. We got a timeout on the field. Looks like it's going to be a timeout. Rich, their first. Today's game is brought to us by Marion's Variety. Wishing the best to the Duchesne Eagles. I love to go to Marion's. You know, I moved out here in 1999, and a friend of mine from Roosevelt picked me up and took me over to Marion's. You walk in, and you sit at the bar, and they know everybody's name, you know, and the food is wonderful. I want to thank Marion's for helping us bring today's game.
That's what's good about living in a small community is you go just about anywhere, and they're like, hey, how you doing? Good to see you again. And
yeah.
It's great to be. I'm proud to be from a small community.
Yeah, there is nothing, you know, I grew up in the Wasatch Front, and there's some great points to it, but you move out to a place like that, and the sense of community is larger. I also want to thank Kielbasa Concrete. Quality is our foundation. I've done a lot of work with of course, in the mortgage industry. I've run across the Kielbasa group for a number of years. I want to thank them for bringing today's game. So, back up under center, McKay. Snap, it's a quick. Oh, he's still got the ball. He's got receivers going deep. There's nothing. Just beautiful coverage by the.
Oh,
wow!
They stuffed that one. Wow, It looks like they had pretty good coverage deep.
Yeah. Oh, it was. We won't see it on the replay, but McKay Jarman had a long time to throw the football.
Yes, he did.
Good blocking by the offensive line. And you'll
staying
see
with
the
his guy.
coverage was just really good. Everyone was blanketed.
Josie's getting on him. Who come up and made that tackle? Oh, Daniel Hanberg comes up, and Colin and Dylan just.
Well, this is a typical Duchesne Eagle tackle.
Oh, it's a swarm tackle.
Yeah, you have 5 guys on the ball, and McKay Jarman didn't have a chance once he decided to run it. Oh,
it's
just
a terrible kickoff.
Yeah, it goes off the right side of his foot. It's going to bounce at about the 46-yard line and out of bounds.
If you see Coach Cowan, he's getting after somebody, getting after Wyatt. I thought he was yelling at the ball for a second, but he was trying to get Wyatt to pick that thing up because there was nobody around. He picks that thing up, he's gone.
You're going to see on the replay, you're
Right
going to
here.
see Cowan. I thought he was trying to fan the ball to roll back.
So did I. Look at this, though. Wyatt, he picks that up.
There's nobody
around
not a
him.
Rich Rebel within 10 yards of that ball. And Cowan, this is the details that you're talking about.
Oh,
Coach
absolutely.
Cowan.
He's just a stickler for details. Die up the oh.
We're going to have a false start. And both teams right now, in the last 2 series, we saw the Rebels kind of take themselves out of their own action with the penalties. And here we have the Eagles on their first penalty of the game. And they haven't been a lot of penalties. We had the 2, one was pass interference and then the false start against the Rebels, and this is the first for the Eagles. So that's going to set them back on their side of the football field on the 49-yard line, make it 1st and 15. And you know Cowan's just seething right now. Well, we want to thank all the folks that are at home watching this game. You know, especially on a cold weather day like this, it's a couple hours away from home. It's so much fun to watch this. I'll catch the replays and, you know, just the pure joy of playing at this high school prep level.
Matt Dye, they're going with the same play. He struggles up, gets a couple yards.
Well, that was well played by the defensive line for Rich. But this is kind of one of those, this play maybe wasn't intended to pick up a lot of yards, but it's going to keep those 2 linebackers that are behind the line having to keep watch him, and even if it's only just a 1-second watch, that's going to freeze their feet long enough that the edge is going to open up. And it's good, smart play calling by the coaching staff for the Eagles.
Uh-oh.
He's in trouble. He gets
Trent,
past the
Trent's
first guy.
Fast. He's going to get out. And the thing about Trent is he's not going to try and juke. He's going to put his head down, and he's going to run you over. That is a big, stout kid right there.
Well, watch this play, and Rich actually plays it really well on the defensive line. And Roberts is in trouble, and he gets that edge right there, makes the first guy miss. And watch what he does to number 54. He doesn't do anything. He's not trying to beat him. I'm just going to hurt you.
And that's Trent's mentality. He just, you know, he's a great kid, but on the football field, if I have a chance to run you over, I'm going to do it. And that's just the way that he plays the game.
Yep, back up under center. Here comes the action. It's going to go to the right side of the offense.
Missed that tackle, that block again.
Yeah, the second time we've seen that block, and Tyler Robertson left that block. And sometimes that's okay, but you've got to make sure that your runner gets past that original line of scrimmage, and then you start to go down. And you see Robertson, I don't know if you can blame him for that. He's trying to get his feet settled without slipping out, and he just can't get there. And that's partly to do with the field conditions, Kurt.
I think so. You know, Tyler's one of our better linemen, and so he generally makes that block. That's why Matt Muir has had so many long runs, is because he does make that block. Oh, good kick. Good kick.
And gorgeous. Wow, that could have been real trouble. You saw number 25, Joseph Leeson, for Rich come up and field that. And, wow, you know, he's just better let that ball go back. You know, so many bad things can happen. And I like the way he punted that ball. There's no return happening here. It's just going to go out of bounds. And Leeson catches it and rolls out of bounds at 13.
You know, and that's, we were talking, when you win repetitively, you get those bounces that go your way. That may have been one of them.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
You
With
know,
the field and off the bounce, Leifson might have been better to just let that ball go. But anyway, here we go back up and set up.
And we're starting the second quarter.
Oh, it's the second quarter.
Yeah.
I guess we better watch that. So while we have the second quarter break, we're going to take a step away from the action and hear a word from our sponsors.
Western Petroleum may have changed their name to Pilot Logistics, but the employees that you have always counted on locally are still the ones here now. Pilot Logistics continues to provide the Uinta Basin with cardlock services, bulk fuels, lubes, and oils, just as they did when they were Western Petroleum. Call 789-1832 for information about the services offered by Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum would like to thank all of their valued customers for the many years of providing services here in the Uinta Basin and look forward to serving you in the future as Pilot Logistics.
And we're back. We missed the first play of the action on first down, right up the middle. Rich picked up about 4 yards, about maybe 5, so be second about 5 yards to go.
From about the 16 or 18-yard line.
Boy, and you look at the first quarter, 7-0, and it started out so well on that big 85-yard run for the Eagles. But now it's settling in, and it's kind of getting into that grinded-out game that both you and I expected. Both teams know how to play disciplined football, and with a 7-0 lead, nothing's done
safe.
yet.
No, absolutely not.
And you see Chalice Myers right up the middle there. He's a senior running back with a nice run. Very close to a first down, and you talked about it several times already on today's telecast. This is Rich football.
Ball was on the ground. Ball's on the ground.
Oh,
Duchesne's got it.
Duchesne turnover.
Duchesne
Again,
gets the
that's
ball.
the second fumble for the Rich Rebels. And here on the 25-yard line, we're going to set up shop, and hopefully they can build on that 7-0 lead.
That gift was wrapped and delivered, wasn't it? That was, wow, you couldn't have asked for something better.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
I didn't even see how. I didn't watch the replay there either.
No, we're so excited. We both missed the replay. But the bottom line is,
Duchesne's got the ball.
26-yard line, and they're in business. You see that flag go flying out from Roberts. They're just trying to do everything they can to keep their hands dry, keep the ball dry. And we see McKay Jarman coming off the field there. He's throwing a towel off. And now they set the ball and start the clock. 10:41 left here.
I'll bet Dye gets the ball.
Trent Roberts.
Ooh, he gets stuffed right there at the line of scrimmage. Nothing going there. And Rich is claiming they have the ball.
And now we're waiting for the referee signal.
Looks like
they're going to signal second down. And the Rich players have their hands on their helmets saying, what just happened? But I don't think that ball did come out until after just watching that replay. Yeah, it's a down by contact call, regardless of what happened in that scrum. And, you've been in part of a lot of those scrums. A lot of bad things happen in there.
That's right. What happens in the pile stays in the pile down there.
Up under center. Here comes
the
motion.
Muir.
He's got
the corner. Is he? That's good. How did he stay in? I'm not sure how he got his footing to stay in on that play.
Kurt, I got to say, that was one of the funnest calls. You said it like this. Is he? You'll watch, and you'll understand why we were so tentative, because he comes around there, and he looks like he has a ton of blockers, and somehow after the contact, he slows himself down and makes that corner. And a nice touchdown-saving tackle there by McKay Jarman coming around.
I'm not sure how. Colin Moon's out with a helmet. He just come out, one of our linemen. I know last year he cracked his helmet playing football. Just cracked the entire helmet.
Well, it doesn't look like anything's wrong with him, but it does look like it's an equipment failure. They're going to run over.
I think.
And you can see right here they're bringing out some tape, and I don't know what's going on with that. But we're going to go back up to the action, and up under center, they're going to go to the left side of the action.
Here comes Dylan
nice! Despain.
Up.
Boy, you see how long it takes him to settle their feet to make that cut? Because Despain, he's a one-cut-and-go runner.
Yeah,
and he had to take 4 stutter steps to make that turn right here. You see that?
Looked like he was tap dancing down there. I'm sitting here watching Colin Moon down here. I don't know if he got a face mask through threw his and it hit his nose, but he's always bleeding on the bridge of his nose, and that's what they're doing. They're just doctoring him up.
Taping up his nose. Well, you know, when you hit so hard.
Here comes Matt Dye. Touchdown,
and he's got the touchdown.
Untouched. Nobody even touched him.
You know, I know he scores the touchdown there, Matt Dye, but I'm going to give that touchdown to the front five because you're going to watch on the replay. Watch how the left side of the line just opens up.
Dylan made a great block there, and then they sealed to the inside. Dylan makes a great block. Jeez.
I'm telling you right now, Kurt, you could have drove your full-size pickup through that hole. So here we go for the extra point, 13-0.
Up, and it looks good.
Yeah, he got it in on the inside right side of the post. But Braxton Spencer, I mean, the guy, he can kick the ball.
Yes, he can.
He's got a leg. That ball was, you know, you can always judge on these extra points how good a kicker they are, and he set it almost into the scoreboard back there.
I think there in Duchesne, you know, the scoreboard's on the south end, and it's right next to Main Street. I think he's actually kicked one into Main Street, and it hit a semi or something like that last year.
We ought to see if we can make some kind of a bet with him, see if he can land it in the back of somebody's pickup and see if he can drive that ball out of town.
Take the game ball, huh?
Yeah. Well, 14-0. Duchesne is, you know, they've had some great plays. They get a gift on the 26-yard line on the Rebel fumble, and they cash this one in on the second turnover of the game. Want to thank Cole's Hardware, Parts Plus and Floral. Come in and see us at 42 East Main in Duchesne. Cole's Hardware.
In fact, I saw one of the owners at Kohl's here today. He's like, "Hey, Kurt, how you doing today?" And so, you know, he's got his guys there working, but he traveled out. Thing about a small community that I really like, you know, these local sponsors and stuff like that. Duchesne has traveled really, really well today. We got quite a crowd here today.
Yeah, you look down there in the field, and both teams
he's got a seam.
Oh, wow, and he gets hit hard, and you'll see who hit him hard. Matt Dye comes over and just crushes him. I believe it was Matt. And Matt was the one that just scored on the touchdown. And, you know, sometimes after you make the big play, you're all juiced up and you're ready to make a big hit. You'll see on this, there's a great seam, and he gets through into that second layer of the defense.
Yeah, that was Dye that come up and made the tackle. Great tackle. Great run back, though, by the Rich Rebels.
Yeah. How often would you like to set up a shop at the 34-yard line after a kickoff? That's a great return for Rich. So McKay's up under center again. We've got two receivers, one left and right. It's going to be a run up the middle.
Trent Roberts comes up. He keeps his legs going.
And Saby hasn't been able to get it going yet today. And they're playing good discipline, and they're staying in their lanes, and then they're making their tackles when they're presented the opportunity. You'll see right here, just good defense. Not biting on anything, waiting to make the hit, and Roberts brings him down. But still could run. He got 5 yards on the carry. So.
That was a great run. And that's just their bread and butter play right there. Just right off the tackle, and they're good generally for 5-6 yards of play on that play. But you watch Saby. Watch him when he takes that snap.
Oh, he's got a man deep.
Oh,
wow. Roberts is running, and he's got that over the head. Look, if he would have been able to have just a step to the outside so he could have located that football, that would have been a turnover. You'll see what happens, and boy, they go back.
Did they get to him? Oh, he got
right when he threw it. He couldn't get out from under. He couldn't follow through, and Roberts had what looked like maybe an interception. He just couldn't locate the football up there.
Third down coming up. I'll bet it goes right up the middle. No, option. Oh,
he's got the first down a whole lot more. My goodness, I'll tell you what. Right now, it's the Eagles laying the licks, even though I know they got the first down right there.
Trent put a pretty good shot on him, didn't he?
Yeah, he comes around here, and
you
it's
can just
nice.
See Trent is a smart football player.
It is a first down for the Rebels.
And Saby gets the first down, about a 10-yard carry. Does what Saby does. 9.82 yards a carry on the season.
That's crazy. That's unheard of, man. That's Adrian Peterson type numbers.
Yeah, and we don't want to give him too many of those because the confidence levels start rising. And
wow!
I'll tell you what. Did you see what he did on that?
Yes, he did.
That was
Wyatt.
number 86.
Wyatt Raymond.
Yeah, he got off his block and then got onto Sabi and brought him down. You'll see he's blocked very well here by number 23. He just sheds the block and gets to the runner.
Excellent way to get off the ball.
Yeah, Benjamin Grohl came across and had him. And, boy, he just uses a great technique to shed that blocker and get to the runner. No gain, 2nd and 10. Little bit of confusion for the Rebels. Not sure what they've got. They've got trips to the left side. It's going to be an option play. He's got the.
Oh, good. Good. Anthony Peterson comes up with a big play. That was that exact same play that they ran in Duchesne where they picked that pitch off and ran it back. That was the exact same play.
Yeah, you'll see number 43. He comes in, he's blocked. But the person that causes that's Matt Muir.
Matt Muir, yeah, he read that. He pitches that. Matt, Coach Cowan's got him. They've gone over that play lots of times. Watched that one lots on film when Braxton did that, so they had that one well defended.
And what happens there is Matt's coming in, and his assignment is the pitch man. So he stands in that lane and just makes it so McKay can't make the pitch. He's got a guy open. He throws it to him. He's got it, but pushed out of bounds. He did come down with that football, but
he was about
defense.
5 yards out of bounds, though. Yeah, Trent's playing a great defensive game today.
Boy, I wonder if Trent saw something, because he played that almost like he knew what the play call was.
And he was clear back here on 21, and Trent's got great closing speed, too. For a big guy like that, coming from a small school, we don't get a lot of recognitions in the next level in college and stuff like that, but Trent has got the body to play at the next level.
And certainly, a lot of times it's the mind, too, always being in the right place at the right time. So to punt from about their 50-yard line, here goes the punt. And he got a decent punt. The last one was terrible. Bounces at about the
takes a rich bounce, about the 8-9 line. Well, we've had this field position before and ended up well for us, so we're good.
I'll tell you what, maybe what we need to have happen is get a 90-yard so that the Duchesne Eagle could break the record.
Hey, right. I'm good with that.
Well, we want to thank Reinhardt Refrigeration. Heating, cooling, refrigeration. We are your energy experts.
And I know Paul really, really well. He's one of my neighbors, and I know he's home watching, and we're glad that he's one of the sponsors today.
Well, Paul, thank you, and Reinhardt Refrigeration. Check them out. The best way we can thank our sponsors is
Matt Dye up the middle. He's going to rumble.
Wow!
Holy smoke.
We said earlier on the Matt Dye touchdown that he needed to go thank his lineman. He did that one on his own.
He got that one on his own.
That's 10 the hard way right there, Kurt. He got hit about 5 times. You're going to see him come up through the line, and he's contacted almost the original line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th guy is the one that finally brought him down. What a run. And he did that one just by grit and determination.
Here comes Duchesne. Gets the block out. They're yanking at the ball.
Oh, boy.
He still never went down. He's still on his feet.
What you're talking about, Kurt, and I love that, because so many times when you're stood up, you just need to get to the ground. You just need to get the ground, and you keep driving your feet. And I know the never give up attitude, but how many times have we seen somebody fumble when they're stood
look
up?
at this. Look at them. They're just ripping at that ball.
Yeah, and you saw right there it was number 6, Coy Brown, just took a power swipe at that ball.
The officials are taking a timeout. Oh, got a malfunction on the helmet here. The safety, you can get that taken care of.
Well, the referees, my experience on this high school level is they're very good, and then they have the player safety foremost in their minds. And that's one of the things you really got to appreciate as a parent and a spectator of anyone that's out there playing football. You want to
up
these
the middle.
Kids, are safe. And
absolutely. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing is keep the kids safe. There's a lot of life after high school football, and so.
Well, and you and I can enjoy it up here in the booth almost as much as we did playing it. One of the things I found out is after football is I started to learn the game after I quit playing. I just out there going on reactions.
Here comes Duchesne again on that same play. He's going to get I think he's going to be close. I think he's going to pick up the first
they're
down.
Gonna
Looks
give
like it, yeah.
2 yards past the first down. Watch this replay on Duchesne. Gorgeous football. Watch what he does with his hand. He comes up and he's got a lead blocker. He just puts his hand on the shoulder pads, waits, and then he explodes after the blocker makes the block. That's number 55, Tyler Robertson. And Duchesne with good patience football, wait for the blocker to engage, and then he explodes past after that for the first down.
Just a good run. Here comes Dye. Not going to pick up a whole lot there. He can pick up 1, 2.
When you see what happens there, it's Isaac Hopkin from the Rich Rebels, and Dye gets the thing. You'll see number 64 right in the middle of the screen, and he just makes him go to the right. And you know that he would rather go up the middle and get those 5 yards. But a good position and forced out, so he couldn't do the thing that he likes to do the most,
which is just rumble right up the middle.
Yeah, you don't see Dye do a lot of cutting. You know, most of his is power up the middle football.
Uh-oh.
Boy, I tell you what, sometimes with all the action the Eagles do, I lost track of the football there.
Matt Muir actually come up with a ball on that one. I'm not sure what they call that play, but that's one that we score. You know, they fake it to Dye, and then he comes right through here. They just got a lot of trap blocks, a lot of pulling. Our guards, when that one breaks, that one's gone.
Yeah, Matt Muir comes across, and they have so much action, I can't even watch it. But in that case, good discipline again by the front four from the Rich Rebels. So it's about 3rd and 7 right now.
Here comes Dye up the middle. He looks like he's going to be a little bit short, a couple yards short.
Well, at the 43-yard line, what do you call it here? I'm assuming that Cowan's going to go for it. You know, it's a 4th and about 2. And it's kind of that in-between zone. You know, the ball has as much chance of going in the end of the end zone.
Looks like they're going to go for it. I personally almost would probably punt here, try and get them back into the, you know, because Braxton put that one out last time, that punt down here about the 15-yard line. So, but I like the call. I like to go for it.
Well, they're bringing 5 on the rush. Here comes a blitz right up the middle, and they're going to stuff him. And, wow, that was a nice defensive play call by the Rich Rebels. Number 66, Haywan Cornea, comes in and makes a tackle, but they brought more than they had to block, and he got free and stuffed him about the 45-yard line. Well, it was the right play call for the Rich Rebels. I like the aggressiveness, but like you say, now the ball's turned over and Rich has a great field possession. With 3 minutes left in the first period, what we got to do here is stop it. We don't want to go
down. Got to come up with a big stop.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 14 or into the locker room 14-7. Like to come out with a shutout in the first half, right up under center. He's still got the ball.
Ooh, get the ball.
Boy, look at the discipline, and look, you know, when you're playing the option, you have to play disciplined football, stay on your assignments, and they just didn't give McKay Jarman any options.
No, they didn't. Played it well. Colin Moon, Dylan Despain right here. They played smart. Quade Thomas comes up, just, you know, another swarm.
Yeah, and Braxton Spencer is the guy that makes him come back into the middle because he sets his hips and watches and forces McKay Jarman back into the middle. I like that play. It's good discipline right up the middle here.
Right up the middle. Ooh, who's that to come up with the ankle tackle? Daniel Hanberg comes in and bites his ankles.
Hanberg, and it looked like Colin Moon was right in on the action too.
You could almost call Colin's name on every play. The dude just knows how to get to the ball.
Well, you know, you talk about that. He's got 85 tackles on the season coming into today's game, and you just can't teach that kind of aggressiveness. You know, there's just some kids that have it.
It might come with a name because last year his cousin Caden Moon was the 1A MVP, and he had a crazy amount of tackles, and neither one of them are real big, but they just know how to get to the ball.
We've got a big play coming for Rich, and he's got the first down, and he's still got his feet. And can he keep going? He stepped out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And, boy, that's probably the best thing that can happen because Leifson has just a gorgeous block. He's got the first down. He's untouched. And you see on the replay.
Josie Reinhardt should have had him right
there. It's kind of not – well, it's just a good run.
It was. You know, there was been a tough tackle. Oh, he stepped out there.
Yeah, just stepped out of bounds because he never did lose his feet. He ran out of real estate is what happened. Leifson does a little just a little juke step in, and that's what causes that big run. Because
ball's on the ground.
Ball on the ground, and who's got it?
He got it back. Jarman gets the ball back.
Boy, he got a yard on the recover, too. No, it's going to put back in there.
Looks like we got a timeout.
Rich's second timeout.
Was it Rich that called that one?
Well, Kurt, let's talk about Uinta Machine and Manufacturing. I know they employ one of the best guys in the Duchesne area.
I know them quite well. You know, that's the company where I work. Talking about Duchesne football last night, and we talked a little bit about they had a community meal for them, and they invited myself and my brother to go talk to them and kind of give them a prep speech. And John, who's my brother, who's the announcer, does the live coverage for the games in Duchesne. He's just like talking. He says, "You guys are the talk of the community." He says, "If you want to know what happened at work today," he says, "we didn't get anything done because that's what the subject is the game tomorrow." And so, you know, we're grateful to sponsor the high school football team because they're good kids, they're good boys in the community, and we're just grateful that we could come up and help sponsor this and bring this to everybody that's home watching. I know my dad's home watching on the computer. He's like, "Heck no, it's way too cold to go up there. I'm just going to sit here in my little office and watch this game."
Well, Uinta Machine and Manufacturing. Machine, Manufacturing, and Rebuilding. Thanks for sponsoring today's game. Well, okay. They got 2nd and 10 on the 23-yard line. There's 1 minute, 36 seconds left. It's time for the Eagles to get a backbone and make a stop right here. It'd be a huge boost going into the halftime. Rich sets their line. Oh, and there's a jump. That's going to be a free 5 yards, and that's a nice hard count from McKay Jarman. And you don't see Duchesne do that very often. But, boy, this is the wrong time to make that kind of mistake because there's a free 5 yards, and the clock doesn't move at all with 1:36 left.
You know, what is huge right now is the momentum going into halftime is huge.
Rolling out. He's got a lot of real estate. There's only one guy. It's Roberts. What can he do? He sheds the blocker, and then it looks like was that?
I think that was Trent Roberts that come up and make that tackle.
Trent Roberts, he shucked the guy, and then was it 24? Dylan Despain. Well, we're going to see it here on the replay. Robertson's comes up, and he engages.
I think it's just Trent that makes everything on that. Oh, no.
Nope, number 69, Colin Moon, of course. Yeah, we should have just known who it was going to be, but Roberts stops him. He's got blockers. He's going to run out of real estate. No, and I'll tell you what happens.
Dylan Despain gets through and makes the tackle. That's huge because that keeps the clock moving. I don't know if Rich has got any timeouts left.
I called it wrong. They both have 2 timeouts left. It's 1:08 left, and it looks like Rich is going to call a timeout right there.
Grab his mouthpiece. Here you
see
go.
Reinhardt say, "Hey, you want your mouthpiece?"
You know what's really great about these two teams is the sportsmanship. These kids, when they come out on the field, they're going to compete against each other, but they are friends. You know, we talked about the game that Duchesne came, or when Rich came and played Duchesne earlier this year. We've got a kid in our high school named Jose. I can't remember what his name is right now, but he's battling cancer. And the night that we played Rich, they had a potato bar, a fundraiser for Jose. And I'll tell you what, 90% of Rich's crowd came and helped support. And so I would just want to give a big shout out to Rich's program because they have a great community, great kids, and it's just fun to watch them play ball.
And that's some of it comes from the head coach down. We want to thank USANCO. USANCO wants to congratulate the unbeatable Duchesne Eagles on another great season. Well, they are unbeatable. We're going to go with that, USANCO. I like the wording there because if we think positive
thinking will take you a long ways.
You're right about that. Well, here we go, Kurt. 1:08 left, setting up from the 14-yard line.
Right up the middle.
Pitches it.
Pitch gets to the
Saby's got some real estate. He's got the speed.
Boom! Trent Roberts. And the clock's going to keep running. That's what we need.
Yeah, because he makes the contact in the field of play, then slides out of bounds. That's 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. 50 seconds left. Rich does have one more timeout. They're going to go ahead and let the clock run on this one.
Pass.
Oh, he's got a guy wide open, and he catches it. Oh, wow,
Oh,
that's number
coverage
40, 84, Skylar Argyle, and he plays out of that tight end position. And you're going to see what happens on the replay
Great play
is
call.
he fakes the block and then rolls out to the corner of the end zone. And Skylar, he's the second leading receiver for the Rich Rebels. And, you know, on the season, he's getting 17.8 yards a catch. This one was only good for 8, but more importantly, it's 6 points on the board. We don't see the replay come back up, but just a beautiful route because he hesitated, engaged on a block, then went out the corner of the end zone. The extra point,
good.
Up and good. And, Kurt, you got to tip your hat to the Rich Rebels. That's the perfect call at the perfect time.
Absolutely. That was just a great play call. I mean, they've just been pounding it right up the middle, and that's tough to defend when you've got to contain them in the middle. If not, they're just going to run over you, and then they just pop that one right out to the back.
Yeah, here's the replay, and watch, he just fakes that block, and he releases real quick and just rolls out in the flat. It's just a perfect play, and I'll tell you right now, Skylar Argyle sold it just enough that the Eagles lost complete track of him.
Yeah.
He just was all by himself.
Just a great call.
Well, yeah, well called and well executed by the Rich Rebels. So with 37 seconds left, 14-7, there's going to be a kickoff, and you probably see this ball just squirting across the ground, nothing deep.
Now would be a good time for Matt Muir to come up with one of these.
Yeah, what can he pull a rabbit out of the hat? Oh, it's an
on the
onside
ball.
kick!
And I think they
Oh, and the Eagles, there's a scrum. Here comes the referees, and it looks like number 72, Shaden Summerall, was the one that picked that up.
Whew. Well, you know, but look at the field position we got now.
Yeah, maybe we can do something here. Let's talk about Trent Roberts' arm.
Trent has got a heck of a cannon attached to his arm. You know, he can throw the ball. It might not be a bad idea to throw Braxton Spencer out here.
You got 2 timeouts. You don't have to go to the sideline either.
No. So, you know, Braxton Spencer, he's lined up on the top side of the field. He might be one to watch. Nobody's really even on him right here.
You just got the one safety deep, and here comes the action to the right side.
Here comes Duchesne. Great block right there.
He's still got his feet, and he gets stood up at about the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. We call a timeout, 25 seconds left.
Yeah, they're playing. Look at this. You know, Braxton's over here.
Yeah. Well, right at the snap, you see the corner retreating, and by the time that the quarterback sets up, he's 15 yards off the receiver. Well, with 25 seconds left, we want to thank Ashley Regional Medical Center, Moon Lake Electric, and Pilot Logistics, 3 sponsors that helped us bring the entire season to you, and culminating here at the championship game at Weber State University. It's just such an honor and such a privilege to be part of this production, and I want to thank all the sponsors that have helped us bring this game to them. And I know, Kurt, this is your first season being involved in this.
It is, and I've had a blast doing this. This has been a lot of fun. But I know, like I said, my dad's home watching. Doesn't like to get out in the cold anymore. But this is such a great thing to have out in the basin, and the production, the high def, and everything like that. It's just like watching a pro game. I remember the first game that I did, the Monticello game. I had a friend of mine in Missouri watching. And they texted me, they're like, holy smokes, this is clear. This is so much better than the college games around here.
Yeah. So back up under center. And you see
again,
we get some. We'll take 5 yards. And look at this again, Kurt. We've got the cornerback for Rich. He's 12 yards off. Do they have does Duchesne have one of those quick hitch out patterns where he just throws it right out almost like a screen?
That I don't know.
Yeah,
and I'm sure our coaches, we got some coaches in the next box right over to us, and I'm sure they're picking up on that. And so, you know, Coach Cowan, he's smart. He may just pull that out right here. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they've got something. But you're going to see on the left side when we come out, on the left side of the action, the cornerback's lining up 10 yards off, and that batted down at the line of scrimmage. Okay, well that stops the clock. There's 21 seconds left. Make it 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Well, let's look at Spencer's leg. They've got to get 10 more yards to pick up points here.
Yeah.
He's got the leg to hit a 40-yarder.
Yeah, and I think that's doable, and that would be great. I mean, that would put you up by 10.
Yeah, you want to have a 2-score lead going into halftime. They're looking to pass clearly. Again, still 10 yards deep. They've got him. Oh, what a play!
Holy smokes.
Unbelievable. Number 34, Mitch Jarman, comes up with a diving one-handed grab. You're going to see coming across the middle. He sets up in that right linebacker position, sees the ball up in the air, and watch this grab. Unbelievable. Wow. Turnover at the 31-yard line, 15 seconds left. Here's a situation on defense where you got to say, Kurt, nothing gets behind me.
Nothing deep, yep.
Just set up with 2 safeties, and that's exactly what they do. They've got number 3, Braxton Spencer, and number 12, Trent Roberts, in a double safety position deep, but just don't get looking in the backfield.
Good. That'll keep the clock running.
One timeout left, but it looks like Rich is content to go to the
half right here. Yep.
So the first half of the 1A championship game is completed. Duchesne leads Rich 14-7, and Kurt, just what we expected.
Absolutely, wouldn't expect anything different.
And what did you say right there? My keys to the game.
Turnovers.
You had it right. With 2 turnovers, that's the only difference between these two teams right now. They're going to go to the half. We're going to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back in a bit to bring you the third quarter.
Having a baby is one of the most important events in your life. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, we are prepared to make that experience memorable by providing a secure and pleasant environment. When you arrive at our birthplace, you will be greeted by our award-winning OB nursing staff. Their desire is to make you as comfortable as possible and to provide you with all the information you need or want. You will be placed in one of our modern birthing suites. Family members are welcome, but only with your consent. During the labor process, the nursing staff will attend to your every need and monitor your progress. Your physician will be kept up to date by the nursing staff and attend to you when it's time to deliver your bundle of joy. After your delivery, you will be taken to our beautiful and relaxing post-delivery rooms. Your care will still be monitored by our staff, and you and your baby will receive constant attention. Choose Ashley Regional Medical Center for your OB care.
With more towers locally and the only true 4G LTE network in the Uinta Basin, you get more with Strata Networks. Enjoy fewer dropped calls, the basin's fastest and most reliable network, nationwide coverage, and the latest technology that keeps you connected like never before. Visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal, or call us at 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
Western Petroleum may have changed their name to Pilot Logistics, but the employees that you have always counted on locally are still the ones here now. Pilot Logistics continues to provide the Uinta Basin with cardlock services, bulk fuels, lubes, and oils, just as they did when they were Western Petroleum. Call 789-1832 for information about the services offered by Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum would like to thank all of their valued customers for the many years of providing services here in the Uinta Basin and look forward to serving you in the future as Pilot Logistics.
Moon Lake Electric has been a staple in the basin for 75 years. And though many things have changed through the years, one thing stays the same: our dedication to keeping the power on and our priority of doing that safely. We now have a Facebook page, which can be accessed through our website, allowing you to receive energy tips, outage reports, personnel changes, and feedback. Moon Lake Electric thanks its members and employees for 75 years of keeping the power on.
Channel 6 and Strata Networks present live high school football coverage in high definition. Made possible by Ashley Regional, Moon Lake Electric, and Pilot Logistics Services.
Welcome back to BTV Channel 6's production of Uinta Basin High School football action. We're at the 1A state championship game at Weber State University in Ogden, Utah. I'm Mark Mason, and with me is Kurt Skews. Kurt, what a first half. If the second half is anything like what we just witnessed, we're going to have probably one of those games you'll remember for the rest of your life.
We're in for a good one, and what would make you think to expect anything else?
Exactly. I mean, Rich, Duchesne, a long history, and, championships go through Rich and Duchesne on the 1A level. Let's go ahead and review some of the stats. Rich had 7 points, Duchesne 14. First downs, 5 for Rich, 7 first downs for Duchesne. Rushing yards, 88 for Rich and 165 for Duchesne. That stat doesn't
off of that. Yeah, that 86-yard run, though, so.
Right. 18 passing yards for Rich and none for Duchesne. If we talk about the tail of the game is the 2 turnovers. And in the red zone, Duchesne 1 for 2, and, they had the missed field goal. And then we have the red zone scored chances for Rich. They scored the only time they got to the red zone. Time of possession, Rich 13 minutes and Duchesne 10.
Which, that is Rich's game. Keep the ball, pound it, grind it out, and so that one actually doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, and third down conversions, Rich had 5 of 9, and Duchesne 1 of 4, but they're doing most of their work on first and second down.
They are. Haven't had a whole lot of third down opportunities, and that's Rich's game. Get it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and then they convert. They just got that good power running, and so those stats don't surprise me one bit.
Nope, 31 plays for Rich and 24 for Duchesne, and you see it go back and forth across the field. We saw both teams score. We saw both defenses hold and force some punts, and then the football hit the turf, and that's the difference in the game was the turnover on the 26-yard line from Rich. And at 14-7, we have 24 minutes left of football. That could go either way. But for the Duchesne Eagles, they're going to receive the kick, and they've got a little bit of the momentum, even though they had the missed field goal, which led to the 7 points. I think they're excited to have the ball and establish the tempo in the second half. And the games that I've seen of Duchesne this year, they do their damage in the second half. So here's the kick.
They can. If they can come out and make good on this first possession. Come on.
Oh,
come on.
He's got.
Come on.
Oh, wow. And I'll tell you right now, that's a game-saving touchdown for number 25, or tackle, Joseph Leifson. He had one guy to beat, and he closed fast.
That's not looking good. Despain's coming up gimping.
You see Dylan Despain's gimping. We'll see what happened on the replay, but on the bounce, he gets past that first layer right here. He just squirts through, and then he gets hit hard.
25. Boy.
Oh,
did you see
what happened?
No, I didn't.
He came down, his ankle got landed on by the.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and that's not looking good. Despain goes to the bench.
That's his brother standing right there. He's saying, toughen up.
Well,
I
he's
can
holding
guarantee
the
it.
high spot of his leg, and you saw what happened as Leifson came down and landed with his foot in kind of an awkward position. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, Muir ran into trouble there, and he lost about 7. Well, that's not the way we scripted it coming out of the house.
No, it's not. And I'm looking down here. They're taking Despain back into the locker room to try and get him fixed up. But no, that was not the way you wanted to start off with a 7-yard loss on your first play.
Well, you lose Despain, one of your major weapons, and then Muir gets the handoff, and there was a swarm of Rich Rebels and brought him down for a 7-yard loss. 2nd and 17. Roberts got the ball. He keeps it. Boy, he had an option out there on the wing. You saw number 28, Lane Coyle, coming around. When you look at Coyle's numbers, he's not getting the ball, or watch this. He's coming around. He got number 5. He should have pitched it.
Should have done. You know, Lane's just a sophomore, and you know it's pretty hard for him to be getting many touches when you've got Muir and Duchesne
but still,
in there running.
You look at Coyle's numbers on the season, 6 yards average. It's not as though he doesn't know how to do it. But you're right. He's got some studs out there. Muir in trouble and loses another chunk
He was
of yards.
on the ground. But, wow, that was huge.
Well, Rich might have got one of those halftime conversations that we were talking about.
Yes, they've been known to happen.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, they came out fired up. And Ashley Brown might have taken him up in the locker room. And, you know, a couple of those linemen look like their butts are a little bit smaller. So maybe they got
they may have had a little bit of it chewed off.
So, to punt with 4th and about 20 to go. He gets a decent punt. Looks like it's going to be not fielded, and it's going to take a nice eagle bounce.
All right. Like I said, that wasn't the way we wanted to script it off, but now if the defense can step up, they're going to have to right here because they can't let them get any momentum going because they'll take that and run.
You're right about that. We've got set up shop on the 36-yard line. And right now, you've got to kind of find a way to do it. Get your offense through your defense. Get a stop here. Win the battle of field position.
Right up the middle.
Boy, nice spin move.
Have to tackle.
Myers comes in, and you'll see him. He's got he feels the pressure coming off his right shoulder, and he spins back into the middle of the field. Nice move. You'll see right here, contact, and he spins away from it. Picks up a nice first down for the Rebels. That's on the 48-yard line. Continue to be up under center.
They're in the wishbone offense now. That is a staple of Rich football. Oh, and he gets stuff there. Wyatt Raymond comes in. And
number 21, Chalice Myers, the ball carrier.
Wyatt Raymond, Lane Coyle was right in on the tackle.
Tackled by number 45, Matt Dye, and number 86,
I look down here and I can see Despaine's back, but he's limping pretty good.
Ball is at the 49-yard line.
Yeah.
They try and run that off.
Work that off. You know, you're in the championship game. And Despaine's a tough kid. You know he doesn't want to miss one snap. He's got another.
Ball's on the ground. He picks it back up.
Did he get it right back up?
Yeah. You know, and that's scary with Despain because he sat out all of last season with a broken leg with rods and pins and screws and all sorts of stuff in his leg, and so that's kind of spooky for him.
Well, that's the 4th time that McKay Jarman has had some trouble with the ball. They've only lost the one of them. Well, no, they had two turnovers.
Had two turnovers, yeah.
But he's got to get that figured out if they want to continue to compete here. 8:22 left. Sets his offense, rolls it out to the right side. He's got a receiver. It's decently covered. He's got a man. Oh, and I thought maybe number 84, Skylar Argyle, was going to bring that ball down.
Holy smoke.
We call that the 50-50 ball. You just throw it up and it's anybody's ball, and Argyle might have got away with a little push-off.
It almost looks like he put his hand on Matt Muir's helmet. Oh, just his arm.
yeah, a lot of contact both ways. But Argyle doesn't come up with it. Yep, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Looks like the snow's starting to fall again.
Back for the Eagles is number 10, Matt Muir.
Look at the Duchesne faithful in the stands. They are sticking this out, and there is a lot of them. So here comes a punt.
Fair catch that thing. Oh.
Yeah, you need to catch that ball, but it's going to go ahead and roll all the way down to about the 1-yard line.
Holy smoke.
Man, that puts the Eagles in a big hole, and he does need to come up and catch that ball.
Fair catch that thing.
Well, we get him to punt. And then you see this punt. It's a nice punt. He gets it really high, and that's what makes it so he doesn't want to catch it. There's a lot of Rebels real close. And then look at the roll.
You know,
boy.
And that's spooky with the gloves on and everything, the ball wet. That's a tough catch to make just because of the weather conditions.
Yeah, yep. And maybe there's been some conversations on the sidelines that you and I aren't aware of. If you're not right underneath the ball, just let it go. So in the end zone, he goes to pass. He's got a guy. Well, you see the contact. Jaden Wallentyne makes contact with Muir and hits him, but that might be one of the over-the-head type calls. That ball was not catchable.
Ball.
Down 10 yards to go.
It was behind him, and
that
it
was
was
Wyatt. Wyatt
excuse
Raymond.
me, it was Raymond. How do you say that?
Raymond. I always
Just
get
don't
it
call
wrong.
him late for dinner, right?
That's right. He's a big kid. You wouldn't want to do that.
So again in the end zone, setting up on the half-yard line,
Here
hands
comes
off.
Dye.
Well, he buys them some real estate now. They don't have to hand it off 3
Ball
yards
carrier
deep.
is number 45, Matt Dye.
Looking at Duchesne. He's
Tackled by
looking
number 54,
a little better.
Dakota
Boy, you
Clark.
just have to get a first down here. If you're punting
out of your own end
in
zone,
the end
that's
zone,
tough.
Rich is winning that real estate battle, and
Yep.
you don't want to give them a short field. When we did it earlier, that's where they got their 7 points.
Third down, 7 yards to go.
So from the 4-yard line, what do you think they've got called here? They've got a little bit more room to work at. You might see Roberts on a rollout, give him some opportunity to do something with it. He does. Option.
Doesn't get much.
Ball is carried by
Well, that's going to put him on 4th down on the 8-yard line, and Rich has a nice exchange there with the punt down at the half-yard line and forces him into a 3-and-out. Here comes the kicking team. Duchesne is trying to get himself back in the game. He almost got there, and they called him back.
He about snuck out there, didn't he?
Yeah.
For the Rebels, number 25, Lakeson.
All right, he just needs to get his foot into this one and have a really, really good bounce.
Yeah, we've got 2 deep to return, so they're looking for a big return. He kicks it low, end over
Which is
end,
perfect.
and it takes a bounce and then
goes out
rolls
at the 49.
Boy, you see number 25, Joseph Leeson. Should I pick it up?
He wanted to, didn't he?
If that ball had bounced anywhere but out of bounds, I think he would have tried to scoop it.
I think he would have too. You know, those are the kind that you like to return, especially if you can get a clean. You know, that took a big old baby hop right there, and if that would have bounced to him, there's no doubt that he would have tried to grab that.
And Muir was closing fast, so maybe Leifson's glad he didn't. So from the 49-yard line in Eagle territory, the Rich Rebels set up. 6:29 left here in the 3rd period.
Right up the middle. Option, got to get out.
Oh, and he's got
pitch. Nope.
Oh, keeps it. That's a nice play.
That was.
He had an option out there, and the pitch may have gained more. But in this dangerous conditions, maybe the correct play is just to get a good size of yardage. And right here, he just decides to keep it. Gets about 6 yards, make it 2nd and 4 to go.
They've got to come up with a stop here. You know, Rich is starting to get the momentum and starting to roll pretty good right here. A turnover would be huge right now.
There's the pitch to the right side.
Trent comes out,
Left side,
pushes him out of
excuse me.
bounds.
Ball carrier is number 5,
And
Cash Sager.
Boy, and you just see
Taken out of bounds
Sabi
by
has
number 12,
just
Trent
never
Roberts,
got it
number
rolling
60.
today.
He hasn't.
You know, here he comes. He's got the pitch, and just
Gain is to the
Roberts
40-yard
comes
line.
in
Third
and takes
down
the
and
right
8 yards
angle,
to go.
understands what he has to do to control him, and just gets him out of bounds. But still, 3rd and 1. You know they're going for 2. I mean, this is 4-down territory, regardless of what happens on this down.
Yeah. And my opinion right here, they're just going to hand it right up the middle. They're just going to give it to the lead back, and he's going to take it.
Here comes the blitz right up the middle. They do hand it off. They miss him. Sabi's got some room, but Roberts with another great play. Man.
Wow. He's coming up big with some tackles, but we've got to get him stopped in the
Yeah, because
until he gets to the 2nd level.
You can only count on your safety to make the tackle so many times. If he gets past him, he's got a blocker out ahead of him. Roberts on a nice open field tackle, even in the face of the stiff arm that Sabi tried to give him. So, you know, you look down here at the Eagle. Who has to dress up as the Eagle?
Who does? I don't know, but I hope that thing's warm. If so,
I bet that he's the warmest person on the field. Fake handoff. They do finally pitch it out.
Good. Braxton Spencer comes up and makes a huge tackle right there, and Roberts is right in there.
Spencer is playing that cornerback position just perfectly.
Comes up, makes a huge tackle.
As soon as he recognizes that it's a run, he sheds, he comes up. And he made up a lot of room there. He was back at about the 24-yard line when he saw that pitch was coming out to the outside.
You know, and that's hard to keep Rich from getting positive yards. Every play, they seem to get positive yards. Here comes the outside, Anthony Peterson.
Got the corner.
Here comes Matt Muir.
Made the first guy miss. And right there, you'll see a result of the wet fields. Normally, you'd see him cut up and toe tap that sideline, and right there, he just runs out of real estate, leaves, and he can't make that vertical cut. But still, a rich first down on the 20-yard line.
You know, and that play's been setting up for quite a while to come back with that reverse there.
From the 20-yard line.
They need to watch
Rich
the
Rebels.
tight end. Oh, yep.
Oh, what a gorgeous.
Watch it get to him.
Oh, he had Joseph Leeson open. That was a really nice fake. You see what McKay Jarman does is he
hides that ball on his hip.
Well, watch on the replay. They've got the stack. The fullback and the tailback are really close to each other. And he holds it on his hips and rolls out right. And that's a case of they just don't throw enough because his receiver was wide open. Well, 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. They're in the red zone. They had one opportunity in the first half and scored. And the Eagles would like to make that 1 for 2 right now.
Yes, they will.
Oh, did you see the blitz? And he just missed him.
Picked the wrong hole, didn't he?
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I think that was a broken play. I don't think that was called, and he knows if he would have went back, Colin would have just
Watch what happens on the design blitz. Comes up, and we missed it on the replay, but the action went to the opposite hole.
I think that was a broken play. I think if he would have handed that off, that Colin Moon may have just taken the handoff from him.
Yeah, that handoff might have gone 80 yards the other way. 3rd and 5 from the 15. Down 7 points. Rich comes up, and that looks like an Eagles formation. Oh!
Matt Dye.
Maybe another broken play. It looked like, it really looked like McKay Jarman was expecting something different to happen.
Yeah.
And when he recognized it wasn't there, he just dove up the middle. No, you know what it was? He just saw number 54, Josie Reinhardt, come up and realized the design action wasn't there. I'll dive up the middle. Good heads-up play by McKay Jarman.
It's 4th and 3.
And they are lining up to go for it. And you can hear the Eagles fans going crazy.
This is a huge play right here.
Hands it off. He's stuffed. And does he get it?
I don't think he's going to get it.
It is very close.
I don't think he's going to get it.
It is very close, depending on which.
I don't think so. I think it's going to go Eagle ball. Look where the official is. And if you look over there, I think it's right on the 10, and it looks about the 10 1/4.
They're looking at it. And what's the call here, Kurt? Boy, I think they're going to bring the chains out.
I don't think the first down Eagle ball.
First down, turnover on down.
Smokes.
Wow, that is just an incredible play. And watch what happens. Contact almost at the original line of scrimmage. And then they try to drive each other in. It's 58, I believe.
58.
Is that
59.
Jacob?
Quade Thomas, 59. 58's out. Jake Plumbers went out with a hurt knee last weekend. So Quade Thomas comes up and makes a huge play right there. Wow. That was big. That was really big. Matt Dye up the middle. He's going to get his 4.
Well, tonight's game is brought to you by Cowan's Cafe, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 57 East Main in Duchesne. Cowan's Cafe helping us come out here for the 1A state playoff championship game. And this is interesting, Kurt, because this is the first year that VTV has had the broadcast rights and the capacity to come do this. And it's the local folks back home, the businesses, that help us do that. So on second down, quick action to Muir. Just gets
Doesn't
tripped
get
up.
anything there.
And that's a nice play by Mitch Jarman. Gets just enough. Was it Mitch or was it number 64, Isaac Hopkin? I believe it was Mitch Jarman for the Rich Rebels that got there, and he's a sophomore, just enough to take Muir down.
Man, I've been getting so into this game, I haven't been watching the clock. I didn't realize there was only a minute 15 left. This quarter's gone by pretty fast.
Well, one of the things you see when you come out to these games and both teams play a rushing attack is those clocks go quickly.
Fast. Yeah, they do. Dye up the middle. He's got running room. He's gonna
get the first down.
He's gonna pick up the first. Wow.
Well, there's an assist from the offensive line. You're going to see number 53, 55, 64, and 28 come up. And after he gets stopped right about the 20-yard line,
they just come up and
watch this assist from the offensive line. Whoop! And we got 4 more yards and guaranteed the first down.
We'll take that every time there.
And that's hustle. That's playing all the way through the whistle.
Playing till the whistle. You know, I coach little kids football also, and we try to tell them that you play till you hear the whistle blow. And they did that on that one. Dye up the middle again.
I think Cowan is just saying, we're going to beat you up your gut. And we're going to do it over and over and over. And if you can't stop us,
we're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And we'll take our chance at doing it for 12 more minutes.
12 more minutes. That's the end of the third period. We're going to step away, hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back for VTV's conclusion of the 1A state championship game between Rich and Duchesne.
And Rich 7.
Having a baby is one of the most important events in your life. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, we are prepared to make that experience memorable by providing a secure and pleasant environment. When you arrive at our birthplace, you will be greeted by our award-winning OB nursing staff. Their desire is to make you as comfortable as possible and to provide you with all the information you need or want. You will be placed in one of our modern birthing suites. Family members are welcome, but only with your consent. During the labor process, the nursing staff will attend to your every need and monitor your progress. Your physician will be kept up to date by the nursing staff and attend you when it's time to deliver your bundle of joy. After your delivery, you will be taken to our beautiful and relaxing post-delivery rooms. Your care will still be monitored by our staff, and you and your baby will receive constant attention. Choose Ashley Regional Medical Center for your OB care.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Beginning of the fourth quarter, Duchesne, 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. They're up by 7 points. Boy, and it just continues to be Cowan calling it up the middle. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3. And what you want is clock-killing time like this, but you got to cap it with a score. You got to make this a 2-score game.
Exactly.
Here.
Pick up those first downs and get some points on the board. Even a field goal is huge at this point.
Yep. Rich is a ground control, grind it out kind of team. They don't score in quick bunches, so if you can put up any kind of points here, this could be the
There he goes.
Drive
there goes Dye. He's going to pick up the first down. He's going to rumble.
Stumbling, rumbling. And I'll tell you what, it continues to be up the gut. And right there is the kind of run that wins you championships, 3rd and 3. And after the initial contact, he just gets through into the second layer of the defense.
Puts the shoulders down, squares them up, and just keeps them legs churning. Excellent run by Matt Dye.
Wow. I'll tell you what. My heart's going. Can you imagine how these players are feeling right now?
It's awesome. This is what you play for.
Yeah.
There he goes again. He's going to pick up 5. I just see the coach over on the sideline. Did you see that
Yeah,
too?
he threw his hat down. He knows what Cowan's doing to him. He knows that he's challenging the Rich Rebels to stop him up the middle, and he threw his hat down in a fit of anger saying, come on, guys, they're going up our gut.
You know, and this is Rich's game too. I mean, Coach Cowan right now is beating him at his own game. And that's tough to stomach. I've been there.
Again up the middle. And again a first down.
Look at them legs just churning. And his legs aren't very long. So,
you know how coaches have a big play sheet? Cowan's reduced it down to one play, and he says, I dare you to stop me.
I'm going to go right and I'm going to go left.
Well, you know, as an offensive lineman, you just love this.
Oh, absolutely.
You just are just reveling in this moment of
we're taking it to you.
I'm pushing you back 3 yards before you can even touch my guy. Watch the explosion from the offensive line here and how deep they get on their initial blocks.
Here comes Coyle. Oh, Colin.
He's got the edge.
Coyle.
He makes it. Oh, we got a hold. That was going to come back. Oh, we've got 2 penalties that are going to hit him out of bounds. But there's the hold, so we're going to have offset. We're going to replay first down.
There's not a flag left in an official's pocket.
Boy, it's been raining yellow flags here on Weber State's field, and you'll see the hold, but I don't think Muir held him.
I don't either.
You see what happened on that replay. Oh, boy, and that was just a boneheaded play. I'm sorry to say it, but Wallenstein made a huge mistake by taking kind of what we would call a cheap shot out of bounds.
And then they got a sideline penalty. I'm pretty sure that's what it was because their players were out of the.
Here comes the calls. We're going to have holding initially, and that's going to be on number 10, Muir. Dead ball. Late hit out of bounds. Automatic first down. Wow, that's just an incredible exchange right there. Wallenstein made a huge mistake for Rich. This is just a crazy mistake. There's the flag on the field, which is going to cost 10 yards. Would have pushed him back to the 49-yard line. Instead, he does a dead ball foul out of bounds.
And they're out there counting on their fingers trying to figure out where the ball's supposed to go.
Yes, so the ball goes back 10 yards. First down at the 34-yard line.
Is it first? It looks like it's first and
5. 15-yard mistake by Wallenstein. 1st and 5. Ball goes
up the middle.
Up the middle. Rich got it.
No, they stole the ball from him.
Oh, no, there's a turnover.
They took the ball from him.
And I haven't seen the signal. Oh, no, this is just a disaster. And it's going to be a turnover right here, right up the middle.
No.
Oh, it's a disaster. And right here you're going to see there's a rip and a strip. I think it's number 84. Oh, Skylar Argyle with the play of the game so far for Rich. He grabs the ball and he comes away with it on the 35-yard line.
That's what can't happen. But it did.
It did, and now you got to regroup. At the 35-yard line, there's no time to look back. You have to have a defensive backs mentality. Next play. I got next play.
Yep. Here they come. Holy cow.
We've got two receivers out. I formation. Handoff. Look to pass. And he's got a man open. We had it. Roberts just pounding the ground.
Roberts
and he knows what he missed.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, Roberts is just sick with himself.
He could see money signs, man.
Oh, he was going to be dancing in the purple when this was done. You're going to see him
and Spencer
reads
run into
it
each other.
perfectly. The ball's up in the air. It's just both players would have had the interception. Both of them were in the perfect spot. Braxton Spencer just clips Roberts as he comes by.
Right up the middle. Option. Moon out for the tackle. Colin Moon comes up big. Clock keeps running. Or did they stop?
No, they did get out of bounds. And Saby got pushed out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Boy, you go back to that missed chance there with Spencer and Roberts. And Saby continues not to get loose, and we cannot let him cut loose anytime here. Continue to play defensive, keep on your assignments. discipline here on defense.
Here comes that.
Oh!
Who was that? Matt Muir comes up with
Yeah, it looks like Muir comes up with the tackle. And you're going to see right here on the replay, Leeson comes around. If he doesn't trip him up, well, I guess Roberts was closing, but he was going to have the first down for sure. 4th and inches.
4th down and less than a yard.
Another big stop. I think they got to get Dye back in there, did they?
Dye's in the middle. He's right up with the nose tackle.
He's got to
position.
get there because it's coming right up the middle. I mean,
yeah,
it's just smash mouth
you've got to get submarine
right
him.
Quarterback,
and he got the first down a lot more. Not only does he get the inches, he gets about 5, so they're going to bring it into the Eagle side of the football field at the 49-yard line.
It's
clock's not moving while they reset the chains.
You know, I just get a text right here. I'm getting people texting me, and all it is capital letters, battle. And that's what this game is just a battle. And I love it. This is what football in November is about.
Yeah.
Option.
Oh, Saby's got some room.
Hold.
We've got Laundry on the field. I think that's going to be a hold, and it's going to come back. And you're going to see what happened. I believe the hold was on Dye, and that was after they were holding Dye, but this is after. You're going to see it right here in the middle. Ooh, I don't know what I saw.
Speaking about how slick this field is, I don't know if you saw that flag come in, but it hit and sailed about 10 more yards from where it was supposed to go.
Boy, and the Rich coach is out about 5 yards in the field, and he is just
pretty livid,
destroying the officials over that call. And the officials are saying, get back.
You know, and he may not agree with it. I didn't agree with the hold on Muir
on
that last series.
Yeah.
So, you know, at least they're consistent, you know, and it's been a pretty clean game. There hasn't been the one penalty or the one play where every flag was thrown. I think fans were throwing flags. They were just everywhere.
Yeah, I saw a flag come all the way in from Logan on that play. So 1st and 20 from the 40-yard line.
Option.
It's going to be a reverse, and it looks like a pass option. There's nothing there.
Penalty.
Oh, and we got flag. We got 3 flags on the field.
Defensive holding on Muir right there. 84 Argyle's trying to get free, and
that's going to bring it back. And that's a spot foul. Is that a spot foul, or is that just 10 yards on that one? Boy, and you see this. Now, when we looked at the stats at the beginning of the game.
Oh, and that would have been huge.
Yeah.
I didn't see that because I was watching downfield.
Holding, and it's going to go against the defense. And so we're going to call that on 1st down. That's going to give them the ball back into Eagle territory. And I believe it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Am I wrong on this one?
I don't know. We're just going to have to.
Well, we're going to see where they set it. They're going to set the 1st down at the 50-yard line. Correct. So it is a 10-yard penalty, and that brings it up 1st and 11.
The clock's running. Got 7:45 left. That clock's got to stay running because I know, Rich, if they go in and they score, they're going to go for 2. They're going to go for the win.
Yeah, win here. I like it. Ashley Brown's an aggressive coach. He's been to the championship game, and he knows you only get so many opportunities.
Up the middle. Get the ball. Nope. Goes and picks up about 4.
Today's game brought to us by the Ink Spot, full-service printing and copying. The Ink Spot. Ink Spot brings us the replay, and boy. Wow. It's both teams saying,
wow,
we're going to beat you in the trenches from the 46-yard line.
Right.
Boy!
Who was that come up with that tackle? Colin Moon. Isn't it?
Leifson.
No, that was Coyle come up with that tackle.
Leifson was falling down as he got through the line of scrimmage. He just submarined himself for 4 yards here. You'll see right there, he just gets tripped up. And it's number 28. Is that
Coyle? Lane Coyle.
Lane Coyle.
Yeah. You know, we've said this many, many times today, but this is what we expected, and this is awesome.
4th quarter, 6:26 left. Both teams doing
option.
it.
Hold.
Oh, dear, he gets the first down, tripped up.
I can't
Wyatt
believe they
Riemann.
didn't. I can't believe they didn't call a hold on that play. If you see that out there, that outside backer, jersey's pulled.
Watch the replay, and you're going to see
right here,
on
right
that
number
edge.
84. Look at that, jersey's
yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's definitely a hold, and Riemann saves a touchdown. With the head of speed that McKay Jarman had, he was already turning the corner and was full speed, and Riemann with the big tackle right on the shoelaces.
Left.
Clock's ticking, 6:01.
Watch number 84. I would be. Get the ball.
23 with a nice carry. That's Grohl. 2nd and 4 with a 6-yard pickup. And I'm telling you what, Rich right now is getting a little bit of momentum.
They're in their comfort zone.
Yeah, this is what they do.
It is. They're okay with being down by 7 right now. They're just going to pound the ball. And back to the line they go, and I don't suspect a pass.
But just when you think the pass isn't there, that's when it's going to go
option.
lofted up and makes the first tackler miss. And
ball.
driving his legs, he gets to about the 26-yard line. He needed to get to the 25 for the first down. 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, though. That's right up their alley.
Well, this is the Marion's variety wishing the best to the Duchesne Eagles, and right now we need Marion's variety and the folks watching back at home to start cheering, because if they can stop them here on 3rd down, this might be the game changer. You got trips to the left. You do not have there's one receiver that is uncovered on the left side.
Oh, the
ball's
on
the ground, but he stumbles forward. He might have got the first down just on a mistake.
Wow.
Boy, we might have dodged a bullet, because you'll see trips left receivers, and there was one receiver completely uncovered, but then on the mistake, you see it here on the left side.
Yeah.
One receiver uncovered.
Almost 2 clear uncovered.
But I'll tell you what, I wonder if McKay Jarman was thinking to himself, I can see that, and he just stepped out a little bit too early, but on a mistake, they pick up the first down on 3rd and 1. 4:26 from the 25-yard line. Eagles are bending, but this is not the time to break. Up by 7. Again, trips to the left. Again, there's one receiver uncovered. They're going to go up the middle.
Up the middle. Get the ball. Nope. But they stopped him with a 1-yard gain.
Ben Grohl, 644 yards on the season. He gets 7.5 yards a carry. But I'm telling you what, right now, when you get to the championship game, the yards get harder and the hits are, there's more people to beat, and it doesn't come as easy as it does against some of the other competition.
No, it does not. And they were in the same position last week. Kanab was up on them, and they marched down with 1.5 minutes right up the middle.
On 2nd down, he gets about 7 yards. Going to bring up about 3rd and 2, and it's up the gut for both teams. And right here, did you just see how deep number 66, who is that, Cornea? Wow. Both teams know what's at stake right here. And right now, the offensive lines on both sides of the football are doing their damage. Again, here comes
the option. Here comes the option.
It, picks up the first down, and gets tackled at about the 7.
Oh.
1st and goal, Kurt. Battle.
I can't even say anything anymore. My stomach,
Battle.
I can't even say anything.
I don't know if I can take overtime. It's a battle. Both teams doing it in the trenches. McKay Jarman with a great decision goes up. Swarm tackled.
And this is just exactly what Duchesne was doing to them, and then they had the turnover, and now look at it, and a turnover would be gigantic right now.
Trips to the left again.
Quarterback
Keeper.
up the middle. He's going to
got
score.
To the 2-yard line. And what a stick by Roberts. And on the assist is number 3, I believe. Somebody's a little slow to get up. That's Braxton Spencer. And he's a little shook up on the play. You're going to see a stick, and they stand him up at the 3-yard line.
Good shot by Spencer.
Big play by Spencer. Touchdown saving tackle. And he's on his knees right now. We've got an injury. Well, while they go to attend to Braxton Spencer, we're going to keep it here, but I want to talk about the sponsors. This is unbelievable, the action here while they attend to him. Kielbasa Concrete.
We like
Quality
to
is our foundation.
thank
right?
Kevin and Kelly. I know that they're huge fans of the kids at Duchesne High School. So thank Kevin and Kelly and everybody down there.
Kielbasa Concrete, I know they do a lot of work throughout the basin.
Yes, they do.
You know, they're centered out at Duchesne, but I know they come over Roosevelt, Vernal. If you're looking for quality concrete work, give the boys at Kielbasa Concrete a call. Also want to thank Cole's Hardware, Parts Plus, and Floral. Come in and see us at 42 East Main in Duchesne. Cole's Hardware. I love the Duchesne Main Street. I think it's one of those old classic
Main Streets.
Yeah, you know, it's got some nice, and you see standing, we've got Braxton Spencer's the injured player.
He looks dinged up pretty good. It almost looked like somebody rolled into his leg.
Yeah.
On that, almost like Roberts rolled into his leg, but I don't know.
Yeah, we might bring the replay back up because I got to tell you, of big plays.
Carson Reinhardt, a sophomore, is coming in to take his
place. We all thought McKay Jarman was going to
score. Absolutely.
And you'll see Spencer come in from that safety position,
huge,
and he just stands him up. Boom!
Look at Roberts comes in.
And yeah, you see Roberts kind of rolls up onto his knee.
There we go, right up the middle. He's
touchdown,
number 23.
Big play, and that's Benjamin Grohl. And Grohl, who has over 600 yards on the season, makes it 13-14.
My guess is they're going for 2.
And do they go for 2 with 2:14 left? Do they even want to mess with an overtime period?
That's my gut feeling. Just watching Rich play and the way that they're rolling right now, my guess is they go for 2.
I like the 2-point conversion. You talk about where they set that ball up, and they have the ball sitting. And there's going to be a timeout by Rich here. They're going to talk about it. I think you're right. I think Ashley Brown is going to say,
we're going to go for the win.
This is our time. Let's not give Duchesne the ball back. Let's go up with the lead and earn it right here. Reinhardt Refrigeration helped make VTV's production possible. Reinhardt Refrigeration, heating, cooling, refrigeration, they are your energy experts.
That they are. UNA Machine and Manufacturing, supporting the Eagles. And we want those Eagles to go out. Here's the play of the game coming up.
I wonder if UNA Machine can manufacture a stop here for us.
You know, the things that we build are heavy, and we could use some serious size and weight right here to stop this run right up the middle.
Here they come, and they're going for 2, and the Rich Rebels turn to their crowd and ask them to support them right here. This is the championship with 2:14 left. Up under center, McKay Jarman. He has trips to the left side. He's going to go. It's going to be an option play.
No, he's not going to get in.
It's going to be stopped.
They stopped him.
And the ball's on the ground, and it's no good.
They stopped him.
They stopped him. 2:14 left. And unbelievable.
Wow.
The Duchesne Eagles may have just won the championship on that play right there, Kurt.
I can't believe it. Sit down. How's that sound?
Watch the replay. He's going out, and he makes the first guy miss.
Colin Moon comes up with a huge tackle. Good stop right there.
And it's Colin Moon with the play of the game.
I'm going to go ahead and sit down. How's that sound?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That right there is probably one of the most incredible plays. And you see the Duchesne Eagles.
I'm shaking.
Not only Colin Moon was there, but there was 3 others, and I didn't call any numbers. But go ahead and call VTV Channel 6 and buy your copy of this DVD.
Because you have got a game to watch.
Just watch that replay on a constant loop. Now, the game's far from over. There's
absolutely.
2 minutes left.
Onside kick is coming.
You know the onside kick's coming. Oh, my goodness.
I had to take a drink.
Okay.
My knees are shaking. My hands are shaking. My heart. I got a lump in my throat. But I didn't expect anything else.
While we're here, we're going to wait for this this kickoff. There's a timeout on the field. We want to thank USANCO. USANCO wants to congratulate The unbeatable Duchesne Eagles on another great season.
And that that was huge. That play was an unbeatable. You know, we're gonna stop them, and they did.
Well, let's
positive
see if we can,
thinking,
let's
man.
see if we can dial up that replay again, because you're going to see on this replay, McKay Jarman makes the first guy miss. I think after he's made a miss,
I thought he was going to walk into the end zone right there.
I thought that's a touchdown.
Who was that?
And Moon comes in and makes,
Trent was there.
You have number 40, is that
63.
number 12 and
I
63?
think that's 63.
Jesse
Wickle. Haven't called his name a whole lot tonight, but that was the play, man.
Unbelievable. And here comes the onside kick, and they're in a bunch formation
look who
right in the
they've got
center.
right on the front. They've got Trent Roberts right on the front.
One of the things you need to be really careful of is make sure this ball doesn't just get lobbed out to the outside edge. Even though everyone's bunched right in the middle, make sure they don't chip it over your head to the 40-yard line. There's offsides. So we have offsides, and the Eagles it's offside, so I think they're going to make him kick it again.
Move him back and make him kick it again. Either that or if they can keep the ball right there, but I think they stopped him before, didn't they?
I think an offsides is a dead ball, and they just barely did get ahead of the line of scrimmage.
Get down.
That's got to be one of the scariest positions to be in.
That is not a fun place to be in, is it?
Yeah, so they're going to re-kick from the 35-yard line now. Oh my goodness. Who was that? That was number 23 that caught that ball? Is there a no, it's not.
Was it 28? It's probably Lane Coyle.
Lane Coyle.
Yeah.
And
Kid's tough as nails. He knows he's going to get killed.
He knows it's coming.
But I know the kid really well. He's going to take that challenge and say, you bring it, let's try it again.
And and then that high hop bounce that he took, that just gave it another half second for those Rich Rebels to come storming down his face like that. Here comes the kick. It's deep.
Oh, we'll take this. Carson Reinhardt back
and
to
just
it. Go down.
Yep,
take
that's
a
a
knee.
great play
Smart
at
move,
the 18-yard line. Okay, so with 2:12 left, Rich has 2 timeouts left.
Got to get a first down.
Got to get
a first down.
And you got to protect the ball. The reason it's so close is the turnover late in the fourth quarter. But here's where you've got to protect the ball. So I expect runners to be going with both hands over the ball. And oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't even know really, what adjective can you put into this
Dang.
to describe the tension that you can feel. If I had my Leatherman with me right now, you could just cut this air open. It's so tense. And it's protect football. Look how many players are in around the ball. And here comes the handoff up the middle. And look at the Rich Rebels just stripping.
Go down. Keep the ball. Keep the clock running. It's like we got a timeout.
You see Matt Dye.
Both hands on the ball.
Just
wrapping that thing up.
Yeah, and he's got both hands.
Looked like a face mask right in there, wasn't it?
64, Isaac Hopkin. He wasn't intentional. He's just reaching out, and he did catch Dye's face mask on the corner.
Which is not all that hard to do with Matt because he's only 2.5 feet off the ground. When he runs, he gets those shoulders squared up.
We had an illegal formation that's going to cost Duchesne 5 yards on that play. But they do decline the penalty, so they're going to force him into a second down, and that's a nice play. Timeout for the Rich Rebels. So while we're in the timeout, I can't thank these guys enough. Ashley Regional Medical Center. The Roosevelt Clinic for Ashley Regional offers full services, labs, X-ray, women's health, including OB services. They've been with us all season. A great company and offering services to the entire Uinta Basin.
Moon Lake Electric, like I said, just especially over in Duchesne. I know all the guys that work for Moon Lake, and I know they're proud sponsors of the Eagles.
Yeah, they are. They bring all of the action throughout the basin. And Moon Lake Electric, owned by the people they serve. They're a cooperative, not privately owned. And we talk about it. They sent you guys off with the boom trucks and go win a championship. I also want to thank Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum may have a new name, but they're still the same great company you can rely on. And those three guys, those three companies, it's one of the great things living in the basin. You know the people that you're doing business with. And they've helped VTV bring this action out here. And with 2:06 left, 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Up under center. Going to keep
Here
the
comes
ball
Robert.
himself.
Come on,
Nice
Trent.
block.
Come on,
It looks
Trent.
like he's going to get a – oh, he just slipped
Goes
down.
there.
He is so close to a first down.
Oh, and they stopped the clock.
Yeah, why is the clock stopped?
They called a timeout. Rich called a timeout, which not all that bad because that's their last timeout.
Yeah, so they're out of
Okay.
timeouts.
They come up, they make a first down on this
Boy,
next
watch on
one.
this replay here.
he just goes
I thought
down.
he clearly had it, and he just intentionally went down as a ball protection move. So it's a heads-up play. I thought he slipped at first, but it was an intentional.
That is so not like Trent, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
generally
talking about,
he's the guy that's going to lower his head and just and maybe he was told to do that.
It's a coaching technique. He
Yeah.
listened to what the coach said. Don't try for the extra yards. Protect the football.
Protect the ball.
And then, right now with 1:59 left,
If they can
Rich-
pick up this first down right now, that's the game. I
Yeah.
mean, we thought that was the game, that last play. Come up with the stop. This is the play right now. They pick up the first down. They can't
It's
stop
over.
the clock. Game. We nil on it, and that's what Coach Cowan will do.
well, I expect a full-on blitz up the middle.
You know what I would almost do? I would almost go on 2.
Yeah, do a hard count.
Do a hard count.
But
But then you run the risk of your own guys jumping and
right now,
intense.
knowing that the season, all that you've worked for is on the line, and how crazy is this? But I expect an all-out blitz. Look what's got here. We've got 2 linebackers. We've got 9 in the box. There's the hard count.
Yeah,
and they got him on 2.
Game over.
Kurt, I think I'm just going to call you player of the game because you were a coach of the game because from the booth here.
You see Coach Cowan coming out and jumping on the field. Watch him right down here on the sideline. Oh, you're not going to be able to see him, but he's jumping like crazy. First down right there.
1:59 left.
Yeah.
This championship football game from Duchesne Eagles brought to us by Cowan's Cafe.
They can
Ink
almost
Spot.
kneel on the ball now, can't they?
Marion's Variety, Kielbasa Construction, Kohl's Hardware, Reinhardt Refrigeration, you and a Machine and Manufacturing, and Usanco.
Nope. Going to Roberts. Come on, Trent. Go down, keep the ball good.
The ball carrier is number 12, Trent Roberts.
Keeps the ball. Good, smart play.
Well, you have 25-second clocks here, so they can't quite
do
it
it
without
yet.
another first down. And so when you're watching this at home, you think we just said the first down seals it, but they do have to get one
another
more
one, huh?
Under the yard to go.
without giving the ball back to Rich at some point. So you see that, but it's a beautiful play, and they ran the same play
And he got
twice.
8 yards on it.
Right.
So run the same play. Trent Roberts keeps the ball. Trent doesn't fumble. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Yeah, never say never.
Calls a timeout. Coach Cowan does. And one of the things, or go ahead here, and I'll tell you.
No, go. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what
Okay.
it's gonna take to win this game.
This next first down. One of the things, trying to get the community involved, and which they've done a great job. Coach Cowan has called on the community, Facebook pages, things like that. He says, guys, we need to get you loud. And you probably can't hear over the TV, but Duchesne's crowd has been really, really loud today.
Yeah.
And we're sitting behind glass and can't hear real well, but you can hear them down there.
Yeah, we got the best seats in the house. You sit up here in this booth. I've never called a game like this. This is incredible. But I hear a lot of talk about, they just play in 1A. This. I'm sick and tired about hearing about this win streak. Anyone that questions this 47 now game winning streak, minute and 18, and we'll call it 47.
Good call.
But they need to come and see the brand of football that Rich is playing. This was no cakewalk, and they have to play these guys 2 times a year. And I'll tell you what, it takes a special
First down.
kind of mental toughness. And there it is right there, Kurt.
First down. Excellent call. I knew that one was coming. Knew they were going to keep that. I go back and I talk a little bit about that little meeting they had with the team last night. And Coach Cowan gets up and he talks and he says, you know what, guys? He says, I want those other 2 teams, the 3A and the 2A teams, I want them to stick around and watch and see what all the hype is about Duchesne, because everybody that's not affiliated with our program is so sick of hearing about this streak. He says, heck, I'm sick of hearing about it myself. It's a good sick, but I'm okay with that. And taking a knee, And that's the game, my friend.
Well, you call that the victory formation, and there's no better way to set up an offensive set than to know you're taking a knee. And look at those players get the crowd. And I don't know if we can convince our cameraman to look at this crowd.
Go down with the crowd.
But they are having a time of their lives down there, standing up.
Go back to your left just a little.
And I'm telling you right now, these guys.
There's 4. Yeah, I can see them down there.
They stuck it out in the cold, and it is miserable out there.
I can see.
And there it is.
Game over. Excellent.
Roberts takes a knee.
Holy cow. What a game.
13-14, the Duchesne Eagles keep their winning streak alive, and more importantly, to heck with how many victories you have. It only matters which the last one is. Wow.
You know, they have played 2 complete games with a points difference of 2 points. You know, so give props to that Rich team. That is a hard-nosed team. You know, another thing Coach Cowan said last night, he says, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. He says, I have confidence that we're going to win. He says, but I will tell you what, there is going to be a good football team lose tomorrow, whether it's us, whether it's them. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that it's them, but a good football team is going to lose. And nothing but props to the Rich Rebels because they come out and played in a game of inches. Crazy. Excellent game.
Yeah, you talk about the game of inches.
Oh.
We talked about it before. Which team had the fewest mistakes? It came down to 1 fumble versus 2. And you almost feel bad that one team had to go off this field not as the champion. Now, before we go away, we had the championship, and we're going to see them hand off the trophy. But at halftime, we forgot to mention this. We had, I believe it was Matt Muir and Matt Dye, academic All-State.
Yeah.
And one of the things we want to talk about to these athletes, and you know, the sport is so important, but you know, there's this life beyond it. And those 2 are exemplars of, you know, taking care of your athletics and everything else. Congratulations to those 2 academic All-States and the Duchesne Eagles, 2013 state champions. They'll never be able to take that title away from these guys. Well played.
Very well played.
I want to thank the staff at Weber State University for making the facilities available to our production crew. They've been nothing but kind and generous to us up here, making it possible for us to get here. I want to take this time to thank BTV, Channel 6, and Strata Networks for letting me come out and you, Kurt, to be a part of this special community thing. Dale Allred down in the booth, he's in charge, and you know, the people that are involved with this, they don't know how much effort goes into it. Thank all the guys on the camera and the digital staff, and I don't have their names all in front of me, so I'm going to forget somebody, but they do a wonderful service for the community. I want to thank the folks that watch at home. And I also want to thank the sponsors that were here with us tonight. We had Ashley Regional Medical Center, Moon Lake Electric, Pilot Logistics, Cowan's Cafe, The Ink Spot, Marion's Variety, Kielbasa Concrete, Cole's Hardware, Reinhardt Refrigeration, UNA Machine and Manufacturing, and Usanco. I'm Mark Mason. With me was Kurt Skews. And Kurt, before we go away, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
You know what? I'm just proud of those boys. They came together. They did it. One of their main players, Duchesne, goes out with an injury. They come back. They found a way to win. That's what winning programs do. Is they find a way to win. Adversity. Rich marches down the field. They come up a huge play. That's one of those huge plays that you'll never ever forget.
Yeah, and we don't have an award to give to the MVP, but all season long we found one player that we gave the MVP of the game, and I only have one guy to give it to with the big stop at the 2-yard line. And I'm going to forget his name. Help me out. Who was it? Colin Moon that made the stop?
Colin Moon coming up huge. Colin Moon. You know, but how do you give one player in a game like that? There was so many,
so many plays, so many things, and there at midfield. They hand the Duchesne Eagles the state championship. Colin Moon, we're going to call you the MVP, and like you say, the whole team played an MVP.
See, look at Colin's face right there under the trophy. You can see him. He's got blood running down his face. What a stud.
What a stud. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. as you look at those players and the pure joy they have on their face.
4 rings, man.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty awesome.
That's something you can't take away from them. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us for the basketball season coming up. I'm Mark Mason. With me was Kurt Skews, and this was a VTV production of Uinta Basin High School football action.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the conclusion of this game, as we prepare for our next championship game in the 2A classification, we ask the players and coaches and spectators for Duchesne High School if you would move your celebration to the north end.